Hello and welcome. Oh,
Sorry.
hello, and welcome back to another episode of Senezal's Archivists. Last time, our party did a little bit more digging into the events going on within the town of Feltanog.
Yep.
I hope I'm saying that right.
You
Yes,
got it right.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's your town.
You'd think, right?
Every time.
No, it's Frau. It's Frau.
It's
Fraltanog.
Fraltanog. I'm thinking of Fel Darktooth for some reason because I was talking to him earlier. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. My brain's mush. I made the place, but damn if I remember it. Anyways, yes. So you went in and investigated more of the happenings going on within Fraltanog, and how exactly you want to go about getting down into where you suspect your job is supposed to be. In that vein, you guys discovered 3 things that interested you. The supposed door of maybe Shinov down in the deeps that was emitting skeletons and turning people into more skeletons over a very quick period of time, as well as a guardian guarding something, but most likely some ruins of some kind from the Fallen, as well as the job that you guys read up a little bit on, the job in the sewers, where a creature of some kind, with no distinguished traits as far as the job request points out, living within an old abandoned sewer system as part of these tunnels. Apart from that, you guys discovered a bit about areas around your main focus, which is the Guardian around the Fallen Ruins, being that there was another door that was emitting, or you gotta be saying door still, another closed off area that was emitting the same thrumming sound that you guys remember from the Girduin Ruins. God damn, Chairman, your fur is everywhere. Sorry, as well as just the dimensions of this facility being somewhere in the vein of at least being 600 feet deep, which, if you remember, it's only about 500 feet northeast of the city itself. So yeah. It must be fairly large and relatively close to the city, or at least taking up a large portion of the city's underground. You read up a little bit more on things like the portals to the Underdark as well, and the creatures coming out of it, such as the Dweger, the Drow, and creatures called Mind Flayers, which all sounded very fun by the sound of them. And now I think your goal is purely just to go seek out Roderick and figure out exactly where to go from here. Whether you want to go down and do 2 trips, should you go down and do 1 and find a place to take a rest, be it long or short. Yeah, and leave Xylia behind because Roderick probably doesn't like him.
Yep. I will stay with Kenneth.
Yep. You and Kenneth can grab a beer, and Kenneth can slowly go back to sleep.
Yes.
True. Can continue teaching him Buno. And he'll be continued to be confused because the rules are ever changing.
Bro, I've never played Buno. I don't even know how to play it.
Oh, true.
I have
Hey,
no
now
clue.
you can make your own version.
Yeah, that's the whole point of Buno. You just say what you think the rules are.
Unfortunately, the only deck of cards you guys have between you is the Buno deck, so it's completely ruined for pretty much any other game.
That is true.
That's fine. That's fine.
You can do Buno the Knucklebones edition.
Yep.
Roll some
Buno
knucklebones under. It's like
Bunos.
Bakugan, right? You gotta like roll the thing onto the card properly.
We'll make some
saying,
makeshift spin
Bunos.
tops.
It's like what happens when you mix Beyblade and Yu-Gi-Oh.
There we go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Anyways.
There you go.
Anyways. So, yeah, we could pick up with you guys leaving the tavern to head back over to the Thieves Guild if you like, unless there's anything else you wanted to do.
Nope. I mean, that sounds good.
Okay, perfect. So the 3 of you being all but Xylia, head over to the Thieves Guild. I enjoy pointing that out every time. I find it so funny.
No, it's fine.
Uh,
You do you.
Head on
bitch.
over to the
She's like,
Thieves Guild.
fuck you, Bran. Fuck you, Bran. Fuck you, Bran.
Oh,
It's not a fuck you, Bran, as much
I
as it's just like,
know.
ha ha.
Oh.
sorry. So I'm prepping Fireball for today, just to let you guys know.
Man's like, I'm
You
about
do
to
you,
set this
boo-boo.
bitch off.
Fireball me, baby.
He's gonna
Do we have to do
sacrifice
anything
the
special to
DM
get?
Oracle.
Oh, sorry. Do we have to do anything special to get into the Thieves Guild? Did Kimeth do anything?
No, he kind of just led you there. It's a decently long walk, just because it's a bit windy.
I'm gonna tell Remy and Keothi about the Thieves Guild and all the friends that I made.
Failed
I'm
to
also
mention
gonna
the
tell
fact that
them
you
not
almost
to
lost
do.
your
I'm
life
also
from
gonna tell
Aragon.
them not to do magic.
That's-
I guess Keothi doesn't have any issues with that. I'm gonna tell Remy not to do magic.
Okay.
What's this magic?
They're kind of sensitive.
Okay, so cool. So yes, you make your way over to the Thieves Guild, and it is like midday or like maybe like early afternoon at this point, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because you guys did your research kind of during the morning, if I remember correctly, anyways. And it's not exactly busy down here. Thieves guilds in the middle of the day are not exactly known for being a poppin' place when the sun is up. And even though this is, a dwarven town under the ground and there's no actual sun, it is when most people are active. So, for the most part, seems like people are off sleeping off the previous night. Though Roderick does appear to be there, far less drunk than he was last night. Doesn't appear to be any hungover, despite how much you remember him drinking.
He's living his best life.
But he does seem to be currently talking with another dwarven man, who's dressed in these long sort of gray colored robes with a cloak over it that has this like delicate golden embroidery down from the hood of it all the way around the sides of it.
Have we seen anyone else dressed with something like that?
Keothi and Remy would have. There was a few of them at the mine bar. Or miners bar.
Was the guy that we
The stone mage you spoke
stone
to was
mages,
wearing
yeah.
it. Yeah.
I would make privy to that information.
Okay.
Hey, that guy's wearing the same thing that the other stone guy was wearing.
Stone guy.
The stone guy. From the stone guy guild.
The stone guy from the stone guy guild. Cool.
He's a stone mason, and they're the ones who like put up the walls. He's maybe their inside guy.
Being obviously the very chivalrous individual I am, I'm going from afar to begin waving at Roderick. I'm not interrupting his conversation, but I'm waving, and I'm
Okay.
smiling.
Well, you wave at him, and he sort of glances up and notices you waving at him, and he gives you like a quick back and turns to the mage and just kind of quickly says something before looking back over at you and gives you like a
Ooh, I got the
approach.
go ahead. Approach. Cool. I'm gonna go approach him with my friends.
Okay. So Roderick sitting there looks a lot more business-like than he did last night. Like I said, a little bit less, far less inebriated and a bit more no-nonsense compared to the night before. And as you approach, he says, "Nori, right?"
Yes, it's me. I'm here to speak with you about the things that we spoke about.
The things, yes.
Yes.
Well, have a seat. Let's discuss these things. And your friends, or maybe they prefer to remain anonymous.
Anonymous?
Anemone.
Is he sure he's feeling better from last?
Yeah.
He's sure. I'm not. This is like my third coffee, and it's still not really making me feel like anything.
Oof. I just want to feel. No.
I don't want to be tired anymore. I just want to be happy.
I'll just point at Remy and go, "That's Remy," and then I'll point at Keothi, and then I'll be like, "That's Keothi. They're part of my group. They're part of my gang."
Distinct pleasure to meet you all. Now, business. You had something to ask of me, right?
Yeah, well, we had talked before, and you were like, "Hey, if you ever need to," and I kind of like lower my voice. I was like, and you were like, "Hey, if you ever need to get down into those sealed off areas, I can do it for you." And so we just were like, "Hey, we want to get down to some of those sealed off areas. Let's go see if Roger can do it for us."
That's the sort of thing I can typically arrange for, yes.
Cool. So we got like a couple places that we want to go. So we were kind of wanting to pick your brain first to figure out if we need to make this like one trip, two trip, multiple trips. Like how, I don't know. How do you guys usually, how does this work?
He turns to the stone mage for a moment and kind of playing with his pretty decently large beard. Kind of contemplates that for a moment. Well, price-wise, I promised one excursion, so you would have to pay for anything else past that and make the arrangements with me about it. That being said, can you do it all at once? It depends on where the systems are and exactly what you mean by taking a rest. You can rest up and find a place to hunker down for maybe a couple hours, but you definitely don't want to stay down there overnight. Well, or like overday, because that's when the workers come and will most likely find you at some point.
So is this like a nighttime thing?
Definitely.
Okay.
My friend here, who wishes to remain anonymous, you may refer to him as Mage. He would be the one to open up whatever way you need to get in.
The mage formerly known as Anonymous. Okay. Sounds good.
Non-mage.
Anonymage.
Nani?
Nani?
Wait,
He's
we
back.
already got
Nani's
Nani!
Naughty, is that you?
back. Turns into a reindeer.
The stone mage formerly known as Nani the reindeer.
Love
We've been
it.
double-crossed this whole...
Okay, well, the way you're talking, it sounds like we should probably do more than one trip. But we talked and you gave me a pretty good price, right?
Why
You gave me
exactly do you...
Huh? Huh?
What?
When we talked before, you said something. You gave me a deal with the price to go in.
Yeah. Deal, I believe, was 100 gold pieces to get you into whatever location it was you were trying to get into.
Yeah, and when you by get us in, you mean like, hey, I'm gonna walk you down to the area you need to be in and open this door for you, kind of a thing. Like, hey, you're definitely gonna get down here. I know the way to get there, kind of a thing, or like hey, meet me in front of this area.
If you're accompanied by a stone mage, there shouldn't be an issue.
And he's gonna meet us like at the top and bring us down.
Yeah, we'll have some falsified documents about you going on a job somewhere specific. And take you down there, let you in, and if you're not back out in an hour, we close it back up.
An hour?
Unless you come and tell us otherwise. But you need to check in.
Well, what if we already like agree, like, hey, we're going down here, don't come back until like the next day? No, we aren't supposed to stay overnight. We're not supposed to stay overnight in the tunnel, but that doesn't mean we can't stay overnight in the area after it's been unsealed.
The other dwarf, who's a much thinner individual than Roderick, speaks up. I suppose I could come back the next day after sealing it up and let you out if you're closer to the entrance, but I can't leave it open, so you would be forced to stay in whatever hole I dug out for you for at least 12 hours.
I mean, if we're going to areas that are dangerous, we don't want to necessarily trap ourselves in there for 12 hours. Just
most likely not.
Yeah, but only an hour? That's not going to give us enough time. How long did our other excursion take? No, I'm talking to my friend. Sorry, Mage.
Sorry, you were talking to me?
No, I was just saying, think back to, I guess, Remy, you're the only one that would remember, but think back to like when we were like, remember when we were exploringers in the other place and how long we were in there for? We like stayed the night there. We were there for a while. So I don't think it's gonna be, oh, open this door. We'll run around for an hour and it'll be all good.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we could have done it faster if we wanted, but we kind of wanted to take a
I guess how I feel with what we know is that an hour is not going to be in any way, shape, or form a sufficient amount of time for us to do what we're going to do. So are we going to pay 100 gold and go down for an hour over and over and over and over and over again? And even then,
No.
that's going to like cut off
Like
being
I
able.
said, if you come out of your hole every hour or so and just let us know you're still alive in there,
Yeah, but what if we get further than an hour into the hole?
it can't imagine you will. These places aren't exactly deep typically.
Well, imagine if we did.
Like I said, we can come back the next day and let you out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking that might be. Can you make a hole and then make it look like there's no hole? But not fill in the hole?
Oh, stonework is my game, not illusions.
Ugh. Okay. I didn't make that sound of disgust towards him. That was internally. Okay.
So here's the thing: we have three places we want to go. One, we actually have a legit job to go down for, so we might not need.
You wouldn't need me.
No
They'll
offense,
assign you
we
a
wouldn't
stone
need your
mage.
services for that.
If it's
but-
even required, it depends on where you're going. Sometimes the
The
stone mage
sewers?
isn't even actually required. Oh,
The
Yeah,
abandoned
definitely not.
we're
sewers?
just going to the floor 1 sewers for the
There's an end.
job.
For the sewers, there's always entrances on top. They're typically locked up, so somebody official will have to let you in. But
Mhm.
you won't need any of my
It's
So
jobs.
we need the fake job basically.
You don't need the fake job. I can take you wherever you need to go. You could leave the fake job if you want it. But
No, we need the fake job, the fake papers for the fake job. Oh, he disappeared. He's gone. I pissed off the mage. He left.
Oh no!
Job
All the
done.
screens
I
are
guess we gotta go
wonky.
back to Salona.
The mage left. He hates me. I hurt his feelings.
So,
I'm so
did we
tired.
figure out? Okay, yeah.
I meant the fake papers, Dea, not the sewer job. We need the fake papers for that fake job. to
Yeah,
get us
I think
down
she's
inside.
talking about how he mentioned getting like the paperwork together.
Myself and Roderick take care of that. That's
Yeah.
part of the cost.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Your
So
legit
we've
job,
got-
you don't need that to do what you want. If you want to take that job, that's up to you. Doesn't require.
We only needed the job so that we could get into the archives, remember?
But we could still do the job and make
We should
money.
still do the job. I mean, if anything, the job pays 200 gold if we do need to do 2 excursions.
We're offsetting our costs.
What job did you
Business.
take? Did you take the job? Roderick, did they take your job? Did you have one on the sewers? And Roderick
Money,
is-
please.
kind of frowns slightly, and he's like, possibly.
So what you're saying is that you're gonna pay us for you to
pay-
get down there.
Well, no. The original contract between Nori and I was that she was going to do a job for me, and I think you might have just picked it up anyways, because I don't think there's any other jobs in the sewers currently except.
Well,
the
the
one I
original contract was I was going to do this job for you, but you were like, but you have to do it for free. But then you remember when Kenneth caught you cheating at that card game because you weren't very good at like cheating, and so then you were like, oh, I got caught, and then I was like, haha.
I mean, did you put it in with the Adventurers Guild? Because that's the one that took.
Sorry. To answer your question, Bren, no, it wouldn't work. Because it's it's not a door. It's the stone has literally been molded
Yeah.
to no longer be a passageway.
See, yeah, that's fine. It doesn't say a door though. That's the thing. It just says a target. It doesn't say it has to be a door. It just says
But
an
it's
object.
not being held closed anymore. It's literally just a sheet of rock,
Okay.
right? Like it's not an opening anymore.
He's a
Sorry,
stone mage. Can't he craft a stone door?
Ooh.
That would be kind of obvious, though, wouldn't it? No.
No.
I mean, so here's the deal, right? Floor 1 job not on the table right now.
Yeah, we'll do that at the end.
Door might be able to take an hour. I mean, if we're just going close a door.
Open door.
We just have really fun nicknames for the areas that we've found. So like we were like, oh, look at this one. Let's call this one Skeleton Door. And then we're like, oh, like look at this one. Let's call this one The Ruins. And then we're like, ooh, look at this one over here. Let's call it Bonanza. And then we're like, oh, look over here.
Look, 464 might take an hour. 152 question mark, probably gonna take longer than that. We're probably gonna have to find a safe spot inside.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's an overnight excursion. I'm thinking
they might have to come get us in the morning. Or
do we want to do overnight excursion or skeleton door more? I don't know.
I mean, we're here.
Well, he's gonna have to get this set up, so we probably have some time between when we are like, yeah, let's do it, and we give him money.
Wouldn't be able to take you until tomorrow night.
Yeah. So I mean, technically, if we wanted to, we could pick one. We would need to do more research, right, about skeleton door. Skelador, as I like to call it.
Yeah, perhaps. Like I said, Skeleton Door is something we're doing kind of on our own terms, but really came for the other door.
Mm-hmm.
One can't simply call it Skelador without going, yeah.
I was so tempted.
Skelador.
That's gonna happen once we get in there. We're just gonna fight.
We're gonna be surrounded by a lot of Nians. There's gonna be too many Nians.
Yeah.
Just roll really high on
Okay,
perception.
so
you
do
hear
we want to
multiple
do?
yeah.
Do we want to do main focus first and then Skelador second?
I think
I think that might be the best idea. Oh, good.
Because here's the thing. Let's just say something really bad happens. All right, not that I think anything really bad's gonna happen, but at least we will have done the thing we came here to do, rather than we all just get really badly hurt on the Skelador. Yeah, and then we can't do the other one.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Yep, that sounds good to me.
And if it's gonna take until tomorrow night, we can always just go do the job tonight.
The sewer job?
Mm-hmm.
That makes
Surely
sense.
we could do the sewer job.
Get
in
it
the
over
day.
with, get the cash.
Surely we'll be able to do the sewer job in the day, seeing as we're allowed to be there.
Yeah, I mean, we can go right now. Like, we could go right now. We could be like, hey, get this set up. We're gonna go take care of this sewer job. Pay yourself with this money.
You're having this conversation right in front of them, I'm assuming, or have you stepped away as you're referring to them in third person?
Remy doesn't really care.
Yeah, I mean, does it really matter?
No, it doesn't. It's just the Roderick's face might change depending on how you're referring to him as, here, I did your job, now pay yourself with this money.
I mean, that's literally what's going to happen. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand why there's any issue with this. We're doing something for him, and now he's doing something back monetarily the same value.
It's just the way you phrased it.
It's business, baby.
As if he's not sitting directly across from you.
It's not, I mean, I'm not talking to him right now. I'm talking to my friend.
None of us are that perceptive.
No one's got that much tact in this group.
Fair enough.
I mean, technically, I do have a 4 in charisma, so I technically should have this much tact.
He should be expecting something like this after what he went through. last
Charisma just means you got a whole lot of willpower. Doesn't mean you have tact. That's more of a wisdom thing.
Well, I have a 1 in wisdom, so hey, it's business, baby.
I do think we should probably do what we came here to do.
Sounds good. All right, Roderick, let's get this ball in motion. Let's grease some palms. Let's fix that squeaky wheel. Let's
I'll get it done.
business,
By the time that you
baby.
guys want to head in tomorrow night, let's say 7 p.m. after
Yep.
shift, basically.
Sounds good.
Good.
Where do we meet?
Meet me back here at 7. We'll get your papers sorted and get you guys down there.
Okay. Cool. We're gonna go splish splash
Okay,
around in some sewers.
Before we have to figure out which. We have two floors, 2 numbers to get into
Did we
the
say
ruins.
Did we say yay to the humming door and no to the acid boy door?
I think so. In that case, floor 5, door 152. Sealed area 152.
Oh no.
It's happening. This is why Bran thought he could knock it.
Let me go get
Floor 5, sealed area
Oh, okay. I thought when you said seal like
152.
yeah, but area was it area 52?
Execute Order 66.
Oh.
Stone
I was-
Mage wall 152.
Wait, sorry. You guys are
humming
talking about
door.
going the humming door.
Okay, so there were 2.
The
There was
thrumming door.
426
The
on floor.
okay.
I'm saying this
Okay.
out
No,
of
we
character.
wanted to go in the throbbing door.
So the thrumming area was not a door, which is why I'm confused.
Where
Okay,
was the
okay.
thrumming area?
It
Let
was
me
just
out of character
like,
explain what's
as
in
they
my
went
notes.
deeper in the cave, they heard a thrumming and decided to seal
From
it back up.
Acid Guardian
It
cave.
was from behind a sealed off area though.
Yeah,
The
I
thrum
have.
was coming from behind a sealed off area. It was just a separate one.
There's
Oh, you're right. Yeah, but
I
it wasn't a
have- yeah.
door. It was like a
I
metal structure.
None
that
of it is
they-
Yeah.
doors. Yeah.
yeah, none of it's
Oh,
doors.
no,
I
we
think
need
we're
to
just
get a metal
confusing you
mage.
because we keep calling them
There's-
fucking doors.
Yeah.
There's okay.
So when you
there's-
said
there's-
door, I was like, "Are you going to the skeleton door? Like what?"
Okay,
Skeledor, yeah.
There's 2 sealed off areas for what we think is the ruins. One is on floor 4. It's 426. 426 has what we believe the acid guardian in front of it.
Acid boy.
The humanoid, yeah.
I think Cilia found on floor 5 there's another sealed entrance at 152, and they sealed that off because they heard thrumming sounds.
Yes.
But they didn't encounter any sort of guardian, so that's the one that we think we're gonna go to. Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
But you said it's completely blocked off by metal?
There's like a metal wall that they encountered eventually.
And the thrumming noise was coming past the metal wall?
Yes.
And
Okay.
there was no way to get into the metal wall.
I think we
From the looks of it.
agreed last time
So-
that the 2 rooms were probably combined. It was just different entrances. So if we go through one of them,
but
it
if
would
there's
lead
a
to the
big
other.
metal wall, if there's a big metal wall and that's how that area ends, how are we getting through the metal wall?
Well, that's my point though. If we go through the other one, it might lead to that room anyway. Like that was from the
Did-
outside, not the inside.
Was there any notation that sounded like maybe somewhere on that metal wall there was an area to put?
No, because they
Keyboard?
basically dug into it and they got like from the sound of it, it was mostly like a space that was like maybe about this big of just like a sheet of metal of construction that is not something they know how to make. And we're like,
yeah, so
that's
that
ruins.
would be that might be an issue in the sense that like that literally may just be like this.
There's no way to
metal
actually
side.
get
like, there
into
may
the
not
metal
actually be a
structure.
door. Yeah.
what do you mean you guys don't have thermite? What's wrong with you?
Fireball.
Yes. Get him, Bran. Get him, Bran.
Fuck.
Fireball as coffee goes all over Dave.
It was close. It was almost in my mouth.
So in that case, okay. So here's another thing, and I'm speaking out of character here. We remember from the first ruins that all we had to really, I mean, we got around the Guardian, but the only thing that we fought inside were like
Derelict.
Goat rat.
yeah, goat
You didn't
rats
even fight
that got
goat rat.
in.
You didn't
The
fight goat rat.
lizards.
You
The
fought the
lizards.
lizards. who
That's
were
what I
just-
meant. Yeah, sorry, the lizards.
They were
The
squatters.
wizards.
They definitely weren't like fallen
wizards.
guardians.
Right.
I was gonna
So-
say, yeah, there wasn't any guardians
It's
in that one, right?
possible if we just have to fight the Guardians. There's, according to Senezal, the Dragon Soul weapon should not be activated. So like, there shouldn't be anything aside from the Guardian that we have to fight.
Okay, so we'll go through Acid Man because we think that that's where the door actual entrance is, and then we.
I mean, the Guardians guard the entrances. So
yeah. So let's do that and
then-
just make sure to go to the alchemist beforehand and get the poison resistant stuff, the acid resistant stuff, the whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Roderick, sir. Mr. Anonymous Mage, sir.
Nani.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Floor 4,
Nani.
426.
Floor 426. Gotcha.
Yes.
We want to
can set
get
that
on
up.
to platform 9 3/4.
Yeah, if we tried just running into the metal sheet.
Oh, yeah.
If we approach it at a specific direction.
88 miles an hour.
Don't
If you
forget to
guys are
bring
gonna
your
go
owl.
down there before we do, just be very careful. There may be dangerous shenanigans.
Right. And you can kind of see the stone mage's face has gotten visibly a little bit whiter after you mentioned floor 426.
Hey boy, what you know?
Just I know exactly which area you're speaking of.
There's an acid machine over there.
You got
You
some
sure
thoughts
you
on
want
that
to go
area?
in there?
Well, what are your thoughts, sir?
It's a death trap is what it is.
How come?
It killed 2 stone mages
How?
with acid.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, I can't laugh like that. I'm muting.
That was an out of character laugh.
He looks at you and he like there's clearly like he's wondering like what?
Like, is she okay? Yeah,
It's-
we,
it's a bad
I've
place.
killed everyone. This is great. Everyone hurts. Bran is in pain. I've hurt him.
I'm still
Sir,
sore from
we've-
like throwing up for like 6 hours straight the other day. That did not. That hurt. that,
I'm
that was
sorry.
funny. No, it was good pain. It's fine.
Worth the pain.
Yeah.
Worth the pain.
Yeah, no, we've been forewarned about this being, and hopefully, you know, best case scenario, I guess we get around it. Worst case scenario, we beat it up.
Right. Well, I'm gonna be very clear that if you guys don't resurface in at least an hour, I'm closing it back up.
Yeah, I think we're good with that. We just need you to come back after.
Okay. Because
12 hours later.
I'm not dealing with
Can we
that
do like a
nonsense.
12 hours later and then maybe like an additional 12 hours later in case that other 12 hours later we don't.
If we don't show up after the third time, you can just assume.
Yeah, can we do like third time's the charm? We're
Yeah,
really
sure.
strong.
Why not?
I evaporated a shark, so we're good.
It's true.
Roderick looks like legitimately concerned, and the stone mage is sitting there like you can see he's like doing some sort of like mental calculations, like
Stu, the chances we're all gonna die.
It's true though. I was there.
Mm-hmm.
It's also
At this-
there.
at this they both look at Keothi and then back at Nori again, and they're like, okay.
I figured it out. I can say whatever I want as long as Keothi's behind me and goes roll a
The
d20. for
wacky mage less trustworthy than the person wielding an axe.
Yep.
They're like, I mean,
I'm not a mage. I'm a sorcerer.
if she believes it must be true.
100%. Okay, cool. Let's. Yep, that's what we want to do, and then let's give us 3 tries.
Okay. Rolling
okay?
a d20 for chances to
I
die.
fucking rolled
Rolls
a
a nat
20, dude.
fucking
Seems
20.
likely. Seems likely. High
I
chance.
can't believe you managed to get
Anonymous
that
Stone Mage is gonna be like, "Yep, third day, they're not gonna be there."
I'm staying with with fucking Kimeth,
Kimeth.
dude.
Oh my.
Oh,
All right,
Jesus.
well,
Let's
Mr.
do it.
Roderick, Mr. Mage, you do what you gotta do. We're gonna
Do
do
what
some
we gotta
prep work. Do what we gotta.
Yeah. Don't worry about the preparations. We'll have it all in hand by the time you come back. You
Yes,
just
sir.
focus on clearing out those sewers. It's a very important task to us. And Roger kind of looks over at him like with like an almost shut up face, and then looks back at you and gives you just a grin.
Important tasks. Oh, I know what you guys want to do. You want us to clear it out because then that opens up the sewer system for you to smuggle things. Look at you guys. You're so smart. Enterprising young adults. I'm so proud of you. All right, we'll go ahead and go do that for you so you can have some fun run-in times, and we'll be back tomorrow. Bye. I'll just turn around and start
Bye.
walking.
Word to the wise, Nori, there's such thing as being too smart for your own good.
Nah. I do appreciate the compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the code word to get in and out of the Thieves Guild.
Yeah.
Password. Yeah. Please let me in and thieves can't.
Fucking,
Knocks on door. Nya!
the fucking mage is like opening back up the portal, and he's like, "Hello, yeah."
The knights who say yeah.
What's the password? Nya!
Yeah.
Senezal's Archivists.
Yeah. Yes.
Corb was
Senezal
spitting out her drink now too.
My
That
life.
was really good.
Perfect.
Yeah. That was clutch.
All
That's
right.
the title of this week's episode, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Please,
Nya.
Senezal's the archivist,
Okay.
or yeah, just yeah. Either way.
Oh. Yeah, the BRB music's just going to be Nyan Cat playing constantly.
Oh, God. All right. So,
Anyways,
Oh.
we're leaving the Thieves Guild.
yes, you leave the Thieves Guild and make your way back to the bar, and this is done charging, so I'm going to fucking take it off because
You need to
hot
stop
in here without
strangling
my fan.
yourself.
Well, because the
I thought
cord
it,
is too
I thought
long.
it was a
And
necklace.
no, the cord is too long, and if I like move my chair, it'll get rolled over. So what I do is that, so that's like not under
So
my
then when
fucking
he
chair.
stands up to go walk somewhere to get himself a drink, he can just.
Done it before.
Yeah.
We'll hopefully never do it again because it
What's
was
it called?
panic-inducing.
What's it called? Garrot himself. There we go. So he can garrot himself.
Or
I thought you were gonna say something about autoerotic asphyxiation.
Yeah.
No, garrot.
I was like, nah, I'm not into that.
Well, that's how the boys' brains work.
Autogarrotic asphyxiation.
My God. Stupid.
There's a chance you pass out, there's a chance you die. It's 50-50.
It's good times.
Or there's a chance you have the climax of your lifetime. So
Oh my god, I hate this.
I had 33% chance.
It's a nya for me.
Oh,
Yeah, all right.
God.
Yeah.
Anyways,
All right.
so we can either. It's probably a better idea to go to the Alchemists Guild and the library before we go into the sewers. I feel like that's gonna be a stinky.
Well, keep in mind you'll also have all day tomorrow to do things as well after you take care of this job, right?
And I think we wanted to go into the sewers during the day rather than at night, just in case. So maybe we can sewer, see if we can get into the library and the alchemist, and then if not, we could always do what we did like last time and split and have 2 people go to the library and 2 people go to the alchemist.
But it's... Oh, okay. This is before the big job, right?
Yes. So
Yeah,
the
we're
big
gonna do
job's not until tomorrow night. So we have all the rest of today, tonight,
To do
and then
the
tomorrow
fake,
during
not
the
fake
day.
job.
But if we do things tomorrow day, is there going to be enough time to replenish, like...
To
Stand-
rest before tomorrow
Yeah,
night.
that's
So
Yeah.
that's why
So-
tomorrow day we would go to the library
Not the
and
let's
the
do
alchemist.
Let's
Okay.
do sewer today, so that we have the night's rest. We can do library and alchemist guild tomorrow before the job, the big
Yeah.
job,
Sounds good.
the big job.
The big
That didn't work.
jam. Can we play a game where we're all skeletons? Can we do a one shot?
A one shot where
we're
a whole bunch of skeletons.
The DMG does actually have rules for playing as a skeleton, so
There we
yes.
go.
I mean,
We're
there's a
all gonna-
chance, depending on how this fucking acid monster goes, we might all be
Yeah,
skeletons.
we might all. Yeah, can we? If we die, can we just
Melt
actually
the
pick up?
flesh off of my bones. Have Kimeth resurrect us.
Just carry on the campaign as
Yeah,
skelly boys
no,
and
I think
girls.
Shinov would be pissed about that, right? Or it doesn't matter because it's not our souls.
She doesn't very much enjoy the undead.
I mean, she wants us to close the skeleton door. I
Yeah,
don't know how she
so-
feels about us becoming skeletons.
Shinov's,
like,
Shinov's
"No, I
idea
told them
on
to
death
close
is
the
that it's
skeleton
final,
door, and now
not
they're
that you bring a motherfucker back as a skeleton.
Yeah.
You know who
That's
does
her
enjoy the
general idea
undead?
on it.
I have a
Orville?
wild guess.
Maybe.
Would
What?
Orgel enjoy the undead though? Because doesn't Orgel want to eat the souls? So wouldn't they be
That's
mad if
fine.
it? What?
That's fine.
don't need
She'll-
their
she'll
Undead
eat-
don't have
souls around.
souls.
She'll eat parts of the souls and let you take the little bits and pieces needed to put a skeleton back together if you prefer.
Okay. Orgel
But
is
she just-
kind.
She's more about torturing the soul, not outright obliterating it.
Okay.
No, skeleton panther, it is what it is.
Yeah, whatever floats your goat.
Oh no, not
Right,
the
Brown?
The
goats.
goats.
Not the goats.
All right, cool. Yeah, let's go. I hope everybody brought their waiters. Let's go get into the sewer.
All right.
Shouldn't we go get Celia first?
What's
leave
up?
Zali behind.
We
Nope,
need to
you
go
guys
get
do you.
I mean, does he? I mean, looking back, does he really do? I'm just kidding. Let's
Does he
go.
contribute anything to this party? I don't think so.
Hey, just remember session 0. That was in sewers.
Oh my god.
I did pretty well there. After dying.
Session 0.
Yeah. You don't remember?
Oh, the
I
mock
killed
combat
Nori.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, not session 0. The testing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like session 0. You weren't in the sewers. You were in the redacted.
yeah.
You were in the redacted. I love it.
Mhm.
Well, I'm not gonna say it.
Alright,
True.
I know.
Let's go pick up Zelia real quick.
Maybe
Kimmeth
Kimmeth
probably
wants
won't
to
want to
come
come,
in?
but we can
Oh, okay.
ask,
Yeah.
and he'll probably be
I
like,
bet Kimmeth will
"No."
want to come for the skelly door.
Yes, probably.
Nah.
Probably not so much for the poop shoot, but
We can always see.
we can ask.
We go back to the bar. We grab Xylia. We inform him of what happens. We ask Kimmeth if he'd like to join us in the sewers for a
Well,
to
can I
which he,
rousing
re-
jaunt.
he responds with a, I told you I need a break from the actual adventuring lifestyle for a bit. I'm good to be a ship captain, but that's about it.
What about the skelly door?
Uh,
Shinov?
I know.
Shinov needs
I
you.
know.
Shinov's saying that she needs it closed. Shinov wants you. Are you?
She only
Are
said
you
that
even?
it would.
Are you even a cleric of Shinov? Is this even actually your job? Do you care about her?
I've just got a smug look this entire time, sort of looking at him struggle.
I'm trying to persuade / guilt him.
He's waiting for you to shut your lips for good before he starts speaking.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know that it has anything to actually do with Shinov. She merely told me it would go well for us, and possibly also bad if we were to go and do it.
Yeah.
Okay, can you fist bump Shinov again and ask her specifically if she
That's
wants
not how
it?
it works. She can't tell me yes she wants it or no she doesn't want it. She can only tell me my odds.
Hmm.
It's a bit of a higher spell to ask questions like that.
That is a good point,
Can
though.
you not do it?
You asked how good it go. It's gonna go well unless it doesn't.
Yeah. It could go great, but it could also go bad.
Yeah.
We're like, thanks, Shano. That's business, baby.
So our
Well,
chances
look,
are still the same,
Anyways, look,
50-50.
that's why we're going to the library, right? To find out, to see if there is
That's
any
true. If we find out
connection.
about it, then all right, Kimmeth, you're off the hook for now. But if we go back to that library, we hear about these Skelethors and them being something about Shano, I'm signing you up. I'm volunteering you. You're being drafted.
Sure. If you can, if we find definitive proof that it has something to do with Shinov, then yes, we can take care of it.
Out of character, do any of you guys have a forger's kit?
Nope.
Okay. Maybe the alchemist will have it. Maybe we can find it. Maybe we can buy it somewhere. All right, let's go.
Can I say as well before everyone got back that I wanted to have the conversation with Kimmeth as well.
Sorry, one second. I got a work thing and I fixed it. Repeat the
worries.
question.
Before everybody got back from the Thieves Guild, I wanted to have like a quick chat with Kimmeth.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Are we in like the bar area? Like where would we have been when everybody left?
You're in like the tavern area of the guild itself.
Okay. Kimmeth, can I have a quiet kind of private talk with you for a few minutes, if that's okay?
There's
Yeah.
no rest for Kim.
Let's if you want some more private, maybe we go up to one of our rooms and talk.
Yeah, that'd be better, I think, for this.
All right. He gets up, bringing his beer along with him, and starts to head up the stairs. Leading you to where he's been sleeping, and sort of just takes a seat on the bed across from what's like a small desk on the side that all these rooms seem to have, complete with like a little chair and some basic writing implements.
Okay. Zali will sit down kind of next to him, and he looks kind of shaky but kind of composed as well. And I'm just gonna say, Kimmeth, I need to have a conversation with you, but I need to know that it's gonna stay between me and you.
As long as I don't think that it's extremely pertinent to everybody else, I don't see why I should have to share with anybody else.
Well, this is the issue. I don't know if it is dangerous. I don't know what it is, but I'm kind of scared to talk to the others about it. I was kind of hoping for a semi-outsider perspective, but I know I'm not going to do anything bad. I know it's not going to harm these guys. I'm just confused, and I could use, I guess, a bit of insight.
I can't promise I won't tell the others until I know exactly what it is, but if I don't perceive it as a threat to everybody, then yeah, we can keep it between us.
Okay. If you do perceive it as a threat to people,
I'll let you know as soon as we're done talking.
would you also let me tell them instead of you?
Yeah.
Okay. So I overheard you and Nori having a conversation the other morning about having strange dreams.
Yeah. Nora was telling me about her. She was visited by Shinov in the night.
Yeah. I also I think I was visited too. But it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same dream. I don't think it was the same person.
Okay. So similar strange dream, but not Shinov.
Yeah, so just to explain something to you, because I'm not too sure you or the others know of this. I am very unaware of a lot of things that happened to me before I even met these people. I don't know much of my past, and it's kind of why I'm sticking this out. at the minute. I want to find out why I'm here, what my purpose is, what I've done in the past, who I am, basically. When
Traveling the world to figure out your past. I get it.
Yeah, to an extent. When we were in the cave under the water that time, you know, all the collapsing, the thunder, sacrificial pit looking area.
Yeah,
I
remember it.
I heard a voice, and I spoke for a little while, and I think that's the same entity that spoke to me the other day. But they said they can help me.
Yeah, I heard that voice too. I didn't realize that you spoke back though. I didn't hear you under there.
Yeah, I you know, I didn't want to worry anybody, or I just wanted to ask them what I thought was harmless questions at the time. I'm not too sure it was harmless at this point now.
Yeah. Got to be careful what kind of entities you associate with. Sometimes they're more malevolent than they let on to be, and that one seemed to be pretty malevolent to begin with.
Yeah. See, I've never had anybody tell me anything about my past or that they even know who I am, but this person, this thing knew who I was. I think my
Right.
father also maybe followed this path that I'm considering taking. So,
Okay. Well, first, how do you know this, or how do you figure this?
I'll pull out the book from my backpack and I'll open it to the page that says everything in it and just hand it over. This book I've had for, well, as long as I can remember. I don't really write these in. They kind of appear, and I don't know who's writing
You're sure
it.
you don't maybe write it in your sleep, or maybe
No.
get blackout drunk? Because I do things blackout drunk sometimes that I don't remember the next day.
Yeah, no, if you look at the last kind of excerpt in there, that was written in between us going to the cave and getting back here on the same day. So no, it's definitely not me.
He kind of hastily closes the book and slides it back over to you. Well, I don't really know what to make of that specifically, but the name Orgle I can make some pretty easy heads or tails of. That's a bad one.
Yeah, I thought about as much. Now my issue is Orgle herself is asking me to sacrifice souls to her. But listen, I know it's gonna sound really bad. She was like, why haven't you sacrificed anybody yet? And it was like a few hours, and she was like, your friends, you could have sacrificed them all on the boat. I don't want to sacrifice my friends. So I'm thinking, I don't want to put anybody in danger, but
Right.
we're also out on missions killing creatures and people and fiends and people who are inherently bad anyway. And Ogle has said that those kind of souls are fine as well. She's really not picky. So I don't think it would be hurting us or me or our friends if I was to do that, right?
All right, he takes the beer that he's been drinking and actually like puts it on the desk away from him and puts it down. Here's the thing, Xylia. Not many people know this. This is sort of the sort of thing that you learn after years of worship of Shinov and really learning the dedications to her. But the souls that we impart when we die go to her, and they are entrusted to her for safekeeping. Giving the souls to another god, specifically Orgle, is pretty heinous. And yes, we do deal with some bad people on occasion, and sometimes we're forced to end them. That's just the way it is of this sort of fucked up place.
Yeah.
But if you give them to Orgle, you are as bad as these people. if not worse. The things that she will do to them, you wouldn't wish that on their worst enemy.
I see.
And as bad as they are, nobody deserves that. Everybody deserves to be found in Shinov's embrace.
I just want to find things out, and this is kind of the first
There are other
glint of hope.
ways.
Like
we can
what?
look into other ways. I don't know off the top of my head because you've just presented this to me now, but we can find something else.
Okay.
I'm
Now,
not a smart man, but I would like for you to do this the right way. And I know that this is the wrong way.
Yeah. I had a feeling it probably wasn't the best way, but I just don't know of any other ways, and I feel like now that I've kind of started this, it might be too late to just walk away from it.
She can't do anything to you here. You're safe from Morgul so long as you live and nobody ever sacrifices your soul to her. See what I mean? Like, then you're in her grasp. And as with any other soul you send her way,
Yeah.
you have no idea what kind of dealings other creatures, especially the bad ones, have been making with her. And she is a vengeful shit.
So, I understand. I appreciate your insight. Now,
That being said, I mean, if you want to do this, I'm not going to stop you, and I'm not going to tell everybody else. Because it's, like you said, you're not going to sacrifice your friends. But if I see you start getting out of line and going the way of all those other fucked up creatures who worship Orgul, I will put you down myself.
honestly, that's kind of what I wanted to hear. I don't want to be out of line. I don't want to end up like those bad people. I'd rather not be here if that was the case. But right now, I know I'm not putting anyone in harm's way.
Now, you said because of this book, you feel like that Orgul or this entity may be posing as Orgul. We don't really know. You said that that's why you think that they know more about you, more about your father, perhaps.
It's an inkling that I had, and then when I did have the dream and I was there in the pit of just what seemed like fucking death and this creature down there, yeah, they... Do you know what Olga looks like?
I mean, every race has their own sort of identity for what the gods look like, but she is commonly portrayed as a sort of svelte, black-haired woman, kind of maniacal looking, typically with a big cat.
Yeah, there was the panther down there. I'm gonna, for literally a split second, Mask of Many Faces into what I remember Olga looking like with like the bow and everything. I remember tiny bits from it and just say, is this Olga?
It almost looks too human to be a god, in my opinion, but maybe that's just because of the way your magic works.
Yeah, definitely could be. Okay.
But I mean, as far as we understand gods, I would say, yeah, that looks like it could have been, but it could also be somebody dressed like her too, right?
True. Yeah.
Or trying to make themselves look like her because that's who we think she must. That's what we think she must look like.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, sorry. The book, what they said, and the dream, everything. It kind of just.
Be sure it's not a trick played on you by her. Like you said, you don't have your memories. Maybe this book was given to you by whatever malevolent entity is trying to persuade you.
Yeah, no, I can't be sure of anything. Like I say, the main thing that I'm asking of you, I suppose it'd be the right words, is, like you say, kind of just to watch over, make sure nothing is affecting me in a strange way, and just make sure I don't step out of line. And
I do ask, that you reconsider this pact with her and just don't give souls to her, at least until we can find, or at least until we're sure we can't find any other way to dig up your past. But apart from that, yeah, most I can offer is making sure you don't go full evil on us, I guess.
Yeah, of course. Okay, I appreciate that.
We all worship in different ways, and I mean, I worship a god that a lot of people would say is not a good one, but they just don't know her like I do, I guess. And maybe you'll come to know Orgel in a way that I don't understand it and point out to me the flaws of my own interpretation of her, but from what I understand, she's a bad egg.
Yeah. Yeah, I think given time, things will be a little more clear to me as well. I appreciate you keeping this between me and you for the time being.
Hey, like I said, I can only hold on to it so long as you promise to be you still.
Of course.
But as far as I see it, you're looking for your past, man, and I'm not going to hold you back from that.
Yeah, I know. I kind of resonated slightly when we first met. You weren't this version of you in that tavern back then, and we took care of the issues, and now you seem to be getting back on track, and I just kind of want that for myself, you know?
I still, there's a lot of hurt, but it felt good to know that that I did what I could.
Yeah. And for all I know, there could be a lot of hurt in my past too, but I'd rather know about it than stay wondering forever.
Yeah. It's better to know than to throw yourself into oblivion. I've been there.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Kenneth.
Anytime.
And I'll walk back downstairs.
All right. Kenneth stays up there a little while longer, presumably chugging his beer, and contemplating his thoughts.
Oh, I'll take my book back, by the way, and put it back in my backpack.
Yeah.
I ain't leaving that thing.
By the time Kenneth does come back down, it's roughly around the same time as the party returns from the Thieves Guild. And when Nori asks him about such and such, he's like, it's not. He's not really up for it, basically. But yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and probably continue drinking for a bit before passing out, since I got about 3 hours of sleep.
You should drink some water in between some of those beers. You might feel a little bit better.
What good is water? I'm hydrating with beer.
That's not how it works, though.
Maybe not for you, but I'm a dwarf. We hydrate differently.
I can't argue that because I'm a Triton. However, I just want you to think about it. Get some rest. When you wake up, eat something, drink some water, like water. And, maybe go check on the ship, get a little bit of exercise in,
That's actually not a bad idea. I could use some fresh air.
Some fresh air, yeah.
Air that gets down here anyways. So while you guys go get yourselves wasted up and awful.
It's a different kind of shit-faced.
I'm going to take a stroll down to the pier and smell some ocean scents. And he stands up and walks out of the
Revy is strangely jealous. Okay, so I think we're supposed to go talk to the Stonemasons Guild for this job.
The Stone Mages Guild, yes.
Yes, that's what I meant. Stonemason, different people.
Not
I
quite.
love it. The
Look,
magic
I'm
stonemasons.
still. Common's not my mother tongue.
Fair. Yeah, so you can do that. It's basically directly across from the squeeze me. The whatchamacallit, the actual mining area. The pits, I guess. And yeah, so you can easily make your way there. The building itself is a fairly large kind of almost university looking structure with like the arches and whatnot. Like it looks like almost like an academy of sorts. And the front entrance basically opens into this wide auditorium. Not auditorium. I guess just lobby, realistically. But it seems to branch off in multiple directions, leading to signs that indicate where they're going. There's like actual signs that indicate classrooms, signs that indicate like a library specifically. But you could see there's like a reception area as well, just all kind of off to the right, which has a kind of waiting room with a few desks in it.
Yeah. Wave to the receptionist.
You can see there's a few receptionists at these desks, and
I wave
as
to
you
the
like
first one that looks at me.
as you like try to get their attention, they look up at you and sort of point over at the chairs in the waiting room.
I go to the chairs.
Okay. After a few minutes, one of them seems to finish up what they're doing and look up and say, "Yes, to the desk, please."
Oh. I walk up and I hold up the little job paper. We're from the Adventurers Guild to clean up a sewer problem.
Right. I'll take that paper from you if you don't mind.
Yes. Okay.
And takes it, looks it over. Oh, easy. Don't even need the stone mages for this one, but we'll have one direct you where you need to go at the very least. Then he hands it back to you and kind of looks into the back of the desk, sort of leads into this sort of back area that you can't see from your current angle. And he says, "There's nobody available at the current moment. Give me like a minute and I'll go fetch someone, yes?" Good. And he gets up, walks into the back, and you can hear some like low voices deeper in. And finally, when he comes back, he says, "We have doesn't seem like we have an actual mage currently available for you, but that's fine. The sewers in question are just under lock and key. We'll send one of the custodians along with you to open it up."
Okay. Quick question though. The job doesn't really explain what sort of creatures are things are in there. Do you guys have any idea of? Ma'am, sir?
No,
Yeah.
no, I do not. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, Nora, you're muted too.
We're closed.
Oh.
Permanently.
Yeah.
Sorry, it doesn't mention what kind of creatures you're saying.
Yeah, it just says to clear out the old sewer system, there's strange creatures and or people.
Yes, well, so nobody's been able to decide exactly what's been going in and out of the sewer system since there's been multiple sightings, but some people say it was a fairly large looking man, as in large, thick-wise, and others were saying it's very clearly not a man and some sort of thing with tentacles. Others say there's multiple creatures going in and out, so we're not sure. Nobody's really been down there to check. That's kind of your job.
Roger that. I guess we're gonna go see.
Next.
Anyways, whenever you have a custodian ready,
Oh, we have one now.
we're
He'll be along shortly.
raring to go.
And as he says, he'll be along shortly. From kind of the back room, one of the doors open, and a portly dwarf comes out holding a ring of keys. And as he walks over to, he just kind of holds them up and he says, "Ready to go?"
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Lead the way.
And he waddles his way out. Not this. A dwarf doesn't look like he does a whole lot of actual physical work around here. Definitely the kind of guy that sits at a desk most of his day.
Reminds me of
and then-
Graves.
A little bit, yeah, actually. He's got a bit more of a waddle than Graves, and possibly a bit more of a thicker booty.
Ooh. You
Are we
think?
talking 2 C's or 3?
Sorry, to what?
2 C's or 3?
2 C's or 3?
Is he tick or is he tick?
He tick.
Oh.
He's like, dwarves are already like stocky fellows. This dude is
You thick boy.
he round.
I made sure I noted that with 3
He's
C's.
a he's a dense boy.
He's a
Anyways, while we're
Some dwarves
while-
are a snack. This is a donut hole of a dwarf.
Well, while we're following Mr. Donut Hole, I'm going to start pulling some of the flowers just off of my person, and I'm gonna start like handing them to everyone in the group, and I'm gonna be like, look, it's gonna be like pretty smelly in there probably, so if you've got like a scarf, you can kind of like, grind these up and put them in there and put them over your nose, and maybe it won't smell like so bad.
Yummy.
Do I look like I have a scarf, Remy? I appreciate it though.
Could put it in your hair.
Well,
True. I'll take it and I'll put one in the crease of my hood.
you
Oh,
can
that's it.
like
Thank you,
pull
Remy.
up your shirt or something, a scarf that I can give my friend. I don't, but you know what? For you, Keothi, I'm gonna take off because I'm like covered in different types of like fabrics and whatnot. I'll take off my scarf and I will toss it to Keothi. Use that.
Sure. Do you not need it?
Nope. I've got. And he's like reaching like in through his like armor, and he just like yanks up like his undershirt, and he's like, "Yeah, look, it's like this."
Okay then, I suppose this will have to do. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So you're kidding people up with flower deodorizers. Hopefully it helps. Who knows?
It's an attempt.
It's an attempt. An attempt was made.
Mhm.
And the dwarf brings you over just a little bit further eastward, over to what appears to be just like a locked grate in the ground, much like our own like sewers would be. It has like a kind of cheaply made looking padlock on it, and unlocks it, opens up the actual manhole cover effectively, and sort of looks down into it and rears his head back. He says, "Whew. Well, I'll be up here. You all have fun."
Uh-huh.
Yes,
And the-
fun.
The smell just coming from the hole is
Pungent.
rancid. Yeah, it is mostly fecal in nature by the smell of it.
Does anybody have any like thing that I can stick up my nostrils while we go down there? Only
Yep.
breathe through my mouth.
What about that? Isn't there like a magic spell that could help?
I have this dagger.
Like a
This dagger to put up your nose.
I mean, there is prestidigitation, but I don't have it anymore.
Prestidigitation also only like
It's like 1 cubic foot.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess you could do it in front
It
of your
also
nose.
only says, it also only says you can generate an odd odor.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd
odd
rather smell
doesn't
it.
have to be
Yeah.
bad. Odd could be better than what we have here.
But would the odd even cover up the ew? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
True.
I could gust of wind and like push it away, but that would only last for a minute.
Sure, just blow a gust of wind into a
I think the
sewer
best
backed up of
solution is we
effluvium
just need to deeply inhale it until we can't smell it anymore.
until the switch in your brain turns off.
I'm shoving bits of
Flower
flower
petals?
matter up my nose.
There's like little.
Remy.
You
If
guys
I'm
look
gonna
over at
smell
Remy, and she's
fecal
got. And
matter,
he's
it's gonna
got
be
the-
fecal matter and lavender. Okay.
He's got little bits of like purple and yellow flowers sticking out of his like
Just
nose.
like
I'm copying Remy. I'm taking this one. I think this is a great plan.
I mean, look, it's better. It's not great, but it's better.
It's gonna be one hell of a loogie later.
So I want to as well, while we're going down here, I'm gonna keep an eye out for mainly any. Do I have to specify certain things, or can I just say like traps?
Is it dark in here? Is
Uh,
that is?
Oh yeah, that's a good
You
question.
guys haven't entered yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh. We
but-
gotta get this over with. We're
So,
going in.
The
Yeah.
actual
Remy's
like
going in.
the actual like hole has like a set of like metal bars that have been shoved into the wall to serve as like a ladder effectively, and they're a little bit dilapidated but serve well enough. Like they don't feel unsteady as you're going down, just a little nerve-wracking at times. But as you descend, who's going down first?
Who has dark vision?
Remy.
I'll go.
Okay.
I'll
So
be brave. I've got lavender in my nose.
the lavender gives me courage.
The lavender of courage.
It's giving me courage too.
It's our newest finest.
I'll cast dancing lights around Remy as well, just to light things up a little bit more. So four globules of light.
Also,
So Remy, you should be able to see, I think.
I can see, but I just want you to know I can see everything.
Yeah, so can
Oh
I.
no. Oh no, that's why does this keep happening?
I try to zoom out so no one else
The
can see.
lavender of power, I can see it all.
Why does this keep happening?
Why
Yeah,
does
Remy
this
goes into like a
happen to me?
semi-hallucinatory state and he can see through walls.
I'm having poop illusions. Okay.
Oh god.
Okay, it is working now.
Yeah, it is pitch black now for me.
I'm having poop illusions. This party, I swear.
We're the best around.
Yeah, god damn it.
All right, it's just stinky and wet down here.
It is stinky and wet, and as you like hit the last rung and go to like put your foot down on the ground beneath you, you realize that you're going to have to swim for the first little bit because your foot does not reach the bottom.
I'm glad I went first. I'm good at swimming. I'm gonna definitely need ocean sense.
I'm going back to Kenneth.
I'm coming.
Can I just ray of frost a pathway for myself across this?
Ooh.
It turns what, like 5 cubic feet of water into ice? Is that what it does? Or does it say that anywhere?
It just says a frigid beam of white light streaks towards a creature, ranged spell attack.
Oh, I might be thinking of shape water.
Hey, no.
Yeah.
I can thunder step as across.
Yeah, it doesn't give me any actual measurements.
Oh god, Brad, please do it. Oh,
I wasted a level 3 spell slot for that. Hell no. I'll get smelly.
god, that would be such a meme. Fucking poop explosion. Holy shit, that's great.
I mean, I could misty step, but there's nowhere to misty step. It's just Guys, it's all bad.
It's poop all the way down.
It's all shit.
Down.
Can I ray of frost it though?
Yes, but it won't really give you a platform to actually stand on. Like, it would quickly break under your weight. Because it's not, the spell doesn't really do like
Damn,
the flash
Dea
freeze
just
of,
wants
like, a
us all
large chunk
covered
of
in
water.
shit.
Yup. Yup.
All right, I dipped
didn't have to
myself
take the
down
job.
into the shitty sewer.
Yep. All right.
Hope
So
everybody's
you are
updated on their vaccinations.
you're now alongside Remy,
I'll take a step down too.
and now Zylia, who's
Is it
behind
like-
Remy.
Don't
Is
forget,
it more like shallow to where we're like wading through it, or are we like physically having to swim? Like
You
I
have
can't.
to swim in this, like you're treading poop.
Okay, so like there is no like. I mean, I'm very
I'm gonna
short.
go
but-
throw up really quick. I'll talk to you guys later.
Keothy, can I get on your back?
No.
Can we all get on your back, please? Can we climb on? Can I stand on your shoulders?
Wait, Keothy, I'll enlarge you so you don't have to technically swim through it.
Actually, that's a good point. Can I stand up in
The
it?
weight spells.
You like
Ooh.
at the base for you, Keotha, you could feel like the bottom with your tippy toe.
Oh my god. Okay, never mind, we're swimming.
Behind you, you can see a pileup of rocks that should most definitely not be there. So clearly, whatever flowed here got backed up against this like cave in.
Do we, other than like the water, do we hear anything?
You can hear like the
Our
actual
own
movement.
sounds of disgust. As Nori is trying to keep herself from retching, she's like, "Ooh." She's like heaving as we go through this.
Actually, that's a very good point. I'm gonna need each of you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
Wait, who?
All of you.
Oh,
Now that you're in here.
well, shit. What is that? Just
Con save.
just Constitution,
Oh, I guess
right?
never mind. The shit never bothered me anyways.
Hmm?
Oh God, Xylia.
I really love the
actually,
fact
no,
that I'm
Xylia.
only
Well,
1 point
it's a-
below Keothy in
It's a
Constitution.
14. 14 ain't bad.
Mhm.
Remy got a 13.
So actually, you're all fine. Remy, for the grace of being a paladin, you're fine.
Wait, what does that
Darn,
mean?
is the
Darna
only
was putting
thing-
her love into that lavender right now.
The only thing that saved
Lavender
you as you
love.
actually failed that save, but since you got that divine health thing going on, you're
Wow. Good shit.
fine. Yeah. So it's stinky. It feels gross. It makes you swoon just a little bit in here.
Darnu is getting ready to release her new fragrance, Lavender Love.
Oh my God.
Oh wait,
and
I
you
am.
definitely-
I am like. Is it like immune to disease or something like that?
I believe so. Yeah. For paladins.
Is this lighting, by the way, with the dancing lights as well?
No, I don't think I've given you the dancing lights yet. The lighting that you currently see, if you see anything, should be from
Literally just a couple of squares.
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
two
So it's
squares
the light
that-
coming. It's the light coming down from above
Yeah.
currently. So I will toss down some dancing lights.
Sweet. I'll just do them around me now. So up to 60 feet? Well, I'll just keep moving them. It's concentration, so they can be moved. What I know as well, is there any... So I know it's smelly, stinky, poopy down here. Is there like any sort of gas? Like, is it like flammable stuff? Is it safe? Like, I don't know.
I mean, poop is definitely flammable.
Fuck.
You're not sure of the particulars, but most likely flammable. Yes.
Well, that is very not good.
Guess you gotta put away your fire spells.
And
Alright.
a certain other spell that I was hoping to use.
I'm gonna bravely swim.
Where no
Like-
man has swam before.
Where no man is. I'm gonna go
Most
back there.
likely, yes.
Because we're swimming, I'm gonna not swim as fast. I don't want to lose people behind, so I'll go 20 feet.
Remy just like motorboats his way through like this whole thing like a freaking
What
jet
about-
ski.
What about now, Brian? Do you see the light that I've put down?
I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like a little pea stain in the water.
Oh, that's what that is. Yeah, I see it.
Can we not break the rocks down behind us so that we're not swimming in poo?
You
Well,
can try.
I would
You don't
be
exactly have much.
concerned
You're not sure what those
leverage.
rocks are covering up, and you also don't have much leverage from where you're currently standing.
Also,
since
if
We
we
also don't want to make too much
completely, if we
noise.
completely unblock that and we're standing in
Oh.
like 8 foot deep water and it starts, yeah, like I'm not looking for, I'm not looking
That's
to,
not how I want to
yeah,
go.
I'm not looking to participate in like the poop
Imagine-
rapids.
Imagine going back to Shinove and like that's how you left this world.
Yeah.
You get there, you're at Shinove's gate covered in shit.
Well, this is a story for you.
I
Didn't seem to
decided,
go
I
very well. Do you
decided,
want to go back, or are you done?
yeah, I decided I'm good. I'm good.
That
I
door's
can't live
looking
with anything
hella
past
nice.
this one.
I'm ready to go
Uh,
through this door and recapture my brother's soul, please.
All right, it
Speaking
looks
of
like
the noise that you guys were talking about too, from what you could hear, the only thing you could really hear is the steady movement of water. So clearly, like water's draining somewhere in here, or at least maybe pouring in, as well as if you listen very closely, each of you can hear this because it's not really being well disguised. There is the sound of snoring.
Snoring?
Snoring.
Excuse me?
Okay, who's wearing heavy armor?
me.
Fuck.
But we're in sludgy water. Maybe that'll help.
From where you're standing, Remy, you can see that the water does seem to end a little
Yeah.
further up, and there's
I
like
kinda
actual dry land.
I see like a spot to climb out. Is there like a current that's happening in the water that we are? Like, is the water moving?
Yeah, is it moving one way or another?
From not noticeably, anyways.
Okay. Stagnant. Okay.
Even better.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Quick question as well. What is the job here exactly? Are we looking to kill things down here, clear the way completely?
There's some
we
kind
have
of creature down here. We got murder.
Clear it out.
I see. I'm sticking to Remy through this
I'm going with you.
because with
Many things.
you know,
Said we hear snoring.
with water
Like
and the
relatively
dark.
close. Does it sound like it's far away,
Okay.
or we sound like it's pretty close?
It's kind of hard to tell because it sort of echoes in here.
Okay.
Mm.
I'm gonna, as quietly as I can, go 30 feet more.
I'm gonna say as well.
Okay. I'm gonna need a stealth check out of you, Remy.
Yep.
Gonna say, Kyoto, swap places with me too. I am now sticking to Nori.
Okay.
Ugh.
No.
Remy's going
Oh, wait.
real fucking bad.
No, that's
Is it?
No, I
Remy
have
has
disadvantage.
disadvantage
Oh.
on stealth checks. Remy,
I'm
as
gonna
you're
take this moment to cast Armor of Agathis on myself.
Oh yeah, can I say Mage Armor was already cast as well that when we knew
Yeah,
that we were
yeah.
coming down here?
I'm just gonna go ahead and just do that real quick.
Okay, look,
so
it's.
Remy.
I understand, but it's not my fault that I just roll shit on roll 20 all of the
Listen,
time.
you can't
good.
even blame it on roll
all
20
of
anymore.
the time.
Roll as a real dice, see what you'd have rolled again.
So what happens with Remy is Remy starts swimming forward very quickly,
Remy died.
and because Remy's eyes are not able to actually see under this poop water, Remy doesn't realize that as he's swimming, there's actually rubble beneath him, and he hits his knees on it, dunks his face into the poop, and comes up screaming in shock and just this sense of complete vulgar shit. Because not only does Remy swim well underwater, he also breathes underwater.
Oh,
And he may or may not have accidentally just breathed poop water.
Oh God, Remy, my boy, my boy.
I just-
in his shock.
If anybody could, no one can see Remy right now, but there's tears in his eyes.
And
He's
this is
silently
the worst.
screaming.
He is-
Remy's been through a lot in like recent months, but this is the worst thing to ever happen to Remy.
I mean, it's not the worst thing that's ever happened to
It's-
me, but it's pretty up
This
there.
is the thing that's gonna stick in your head for a long time. as like the thing you'll look back on and you won't be able to not gag thinking about it.
It's the worst part of my pilgrimage, that's for sure.
Yeah. Fair enough. And the absolute wail of terror and disgust that comes out of Remy just echoes throughout this entire sewer.
Like, Remy!
Okay, so when that happens, I can see I can see around the corner perhaps the thing that is snoring, and is it moving? Does the snoring stop?
It rears up and looks directly at you as you scream
Oh
out.
no.
And it's kind of hard to tell if it's actually looking at you because it doesn't have eyes. It seems to just have a big gaping maw filled with weird, kind of snarly looking teeth and two large tentacles that come up off of its back as it's like this almost quadrupedal, sort of hippo-like creature with a long maw and long, sharp teeth.
It's straight from my nightmares, you guys!
It
He's just,
also,
like, wailing now.
you realize that the poop down here isn't the worst smell. It's this thing as you've gotten closer to
It
it.
sounds like radioactive poop.
I'm gonna say, when,
It's worse than that, Keothi!
when all this is going off, I'm gonna move myself and my dancing lights further up so that I can be, like, not
Yeah, you guys
alongside Remy,
can all
but
kind of
close.
follow Remy that first 30 feet, and that's really it. Although actually for you
Yeah.
guys it's 15 feet because you are currently swimming.
I have 40 speed, so isn't mine
So-
20?
Again,
Yeah, 20 then.
Yeah, okay.
And I will need you all to roll initiative.
course.
And before we actually hop into this, I'm going to quickly use the restroom because we are at the halfway point.
Yeah, do we
But-
want to just take a 10-minute break
Yeah, we'll take a 10-minute break, hop back into this,
and
Also,
fight?
I think my food's nearly ready.
and try to remove ourselves from the imagery that Remy has just
Oh, wait.
induced.
Remy's just like straight up panic attack
Are
now.
we-
He's just crying like a baby.
Are we
Guys
rolling
get
now
this
or
over.
after?
His
I didn't realize the
You
thing
can roll
wasn't
now.
up.
You can roll now.
Tastes
It'll.
like poop.
It doesn't matter if I bring it up or not. It adds it to the initiative order. And Keothi, you got to remember to actually click your token.
I
when you-
had
when you
clicked
roll.
my token, that's what confuses me.
Weird.
Oh.
Still doesn't
Forever
have you up
doing
there.
great on the initiative rolls.
There we go.
Well, now I am poopy and terrified, and now the smell is coming from me.
Yay.
Oh God.
Fuck.
Also, I think I forgot to add what's his name? The Raven, Kevin, to the.
I'm pretty
Or is Kevin not
sure.
here?
I'm pretty sure the last time there was something, it was the octopus and it got eaten.
Right, you are right.
Yes.
Haven't resummoned it.
Yeah,
Randy.
I haven't bothered resummoning after poor fucking whatever his name. I forgot his name at this point. It was like, what was it?
River Randy.
It was
Rick-
River
well,
Randy,
there was
formerly
River
known
Randy,
as
Rick
Temple
the
2P,
Raven.
formerly known as Rick the Raven, formerly known as
What was
something
it?
different, but I forgot what it was. It's fine. Okay,
It's a new name.
are we taking a quick break now then?
Yeah,
Yeah,
10-minute
just
break.
like what I've been given.
Nice.
Nice.
Ooh,
Order.
nice. Okay,
Berbers!
we'll be back soon then.
Sounds good.
right.
Bye.
Okay.
What the fuck is going on?
Hello.
Hello.
We're back. Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
Ugh. Are you all ready to
Nope.
slappening? Oh.
I mean, yeah, but.
Well, okay. I guess we can wait another day.
No, it's cool. Let's go.
All right.
I'm hyped. We haven't had combat in a while.
True. We have not. It's been a hot minute.
I'm gonna just put it out there too. I'm just gonna keep my dancing lights around me so I can always see instead of.
Okay, I do believe it's a bonus action to move them, just so you're aware.
Shit, it is, and it's also a fucking concentration actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, nope, that ain't gonna work.
Ain't gonna fly.
Well, I mean, I'll do it for now until I need to do something, but yeah.
You don't have a choice. Combat started, so unless you find another light source,
Yeah, true.
you kind of borked.
Fuck.
All right, so actually, I need to roll initiative for the
Come on.
creature I always have a difficult time pronouncing. The Otyug.
The what?
Otyug.
What did it roll?
The
Uh,
Okiho.
shit.
Let's go. Okay.
It rolled shit. All right, so starting off at the top of the initiative order, Keothi, you hear Remy scream, followed by a loud rumbling sound coming from deeper within here, and a creature letting out this primal roar of some kind. It doesn't sound like anything bestial you've ever heard.
Go on, Dad. Give us a roar.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ.
Yep. Nope.
Your face
Sounds
during
like
that was
Nothing I've ever heard before. That
He's
face is what
swimming
led to
still
the
or not?
sewers happening.
that face and sound are what led to those scooters.
Why am I so
No.
uncomfortable?
It just keeps
Remy is definitely still screaming about how this is a creature from his nightmares.
And I'm covered in shit. This is all going incredibly wrong. Oh.
Kill it!
Remy, at this point, though, you are about at waist height in the effluvia.
Does that mean that I'd technically be at waist height where I am?
You're about like you're probably about here-ish. Like
So-
it's definitely like a steep rise to where
Okay.
Remy is.
So I wouldn't only be able to move 20 if where Remy is I can walk.
Yeah, so long as you're still in the water, it's still difficult terrain.
We got to get out of the water.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's still shit. And
That's
even
true. Like sludging
even if it
through
only
that,
covers
like,
your
viscous-
ankles, it's still
yeah, it's pretty
hard to move
viscous.
through.
The viscosity of this shit.
So realistically, I'd only be able to get to Remy.
Yeah, you can
yeah.
get like that square above Remy.
You could also dash to move further, but then you would not have an action to take on that turn.
But you also can't see the monster, so it's not like
Yeah.
Yeah.
So dash is add an extra how much?
20.
It doubles your speed, so you'd be at 40
Eight.
because you're currently only.
Okay. Okay.
That being said, once you're out on dry land, your movement speed returns to normal. So you would move to there. That's 25 feet. So that would be 50
That.
feet of your 80
Yeah.
movement, and then you'd have another 30 feet
Okay.
to move.
So I'll move to that one.
Okay. And then you have an additional 30 movement from there if you dash.
I mean, I can't see anything.
Fair enough,
So-
because Xylia's dancing lights are way the fuck back there.
Mhm.
But you can hear something snarling just off to the left.
At least you're a meat shield.
True.
True.
That's true. That's true.
Meatier than most. All right.
Make them.
What?
I don't know if anybody knows.
No, not sure. Nuri though is up.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm gonna swim past Xylia. 5, 10. Actually, wait. No. I'll do 5, 10, 15. I can't see anything. Unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
Fortunate. I will. One, I did actually have a question, right? So when I'm at level 1 as a warlock, Eldritch Blast technically could only target one creature. It can't target multiple because it doesn't target it until I can't twin it, even though it doesn't technically have the abilities to do it yet.
You have the ability to target 2 creatures because you are level 5.
But I thought I have to be a level 5 warlock.
No, the spell scales with your level, not your class level.
Oh, dude, fucking
what?
hella dope. Yay.
Holy.
I'll take it.
That's the way all cantrips work. Like if you were a level 3 fighter and
Oh, bye.
I like how we can just tell when it's gonna happen now.
Yeah.
What's up, Abby?
ah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
3.
Yes.
Great.
So if you're a level 3 fighter and a level 2 wizard, you would still be a level 5 character and therefore cast cantrips at your level 5.
Yeah, I'm loving it. Cool. I'm gonna hold my Eldritch Blasts until I see something that I can Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Am I gonna have
No
trouble
problem.
casting Eldritch Blast in shit water?
As long as you're not underwater, I believe you're fine.
Okay.
So you're swimming, but you're not. It's not like your mouth is covered, which would fuck up the vocal components, if any.
Makes sense.
Don't do it, it's bad.
Yeah, don't open your mouth.
Fuck no.
It's a bad time for everyone, especially you. Why? Oh, okay, that's just corpse sending stuff apparently. Oh, I'm getting notifications from our Discord on my
Fucking hell.
watch for some reason. Okay, so with that, it brings us to Remy, who's covered in shit and flailing about.
That's our shitty boy.
Yeah, it is.
Shitty
That's
boy.
our shitty boy. Okay. I'm gonna sniveling and crying. I'm gonna take my hurt little knees all the way to this nightmare of a creature.
Just yeah. So the people at home can take a look at this.
Can see this
How do I?
horrifying thing. I'm just gonna point my sword at it and cast Moonbeam.
Moonbeam? Oh my god. What the
It's a pupper.
fuck?
Cause
It's
I
a
can't.
pepperoni.
Nah.
can't-
Nah.
Wait, does it have eyes on its tail?
It does appear so, doesn't it?
What the fuck? Fuck that.
It's not its tail; it's its tentacle.
It's terrible.
It just keeps flashing up for me.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it
Oh.
down.
So
There we go.
The problem with having OBS running as well as Discord is my computer is shitting itself.
Yeah.
it's a 5-foot, 40-foot high cylinder.
Yep.
And so I'm gonna catch the corner like in front of him here.
It's a 5-foot
Uh,
cylinder.
Yeah, there we go.
You should be able to move that around as well.
I cannot.
You can't. Okay. Let's. You sure about that? You can't grab it and move it?
Select move. Nope. Is there like a different? I'm on the little
that's why.
pointer.
So, hold on. Save. Now you should be able to.
Aha, yes. I don't think it's supposed to be this big.
That is a 5-foot, 5-foot radius cylinder, yeah. Because
Oh,
it's based on the point, not the square.
Hell yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna catch it right there.
Right on top of it,
Nope.
or no, like
Because
here.
Yeah, because Remy's mindset is if it moves and stops in front of me, it'll still be in the moonbeam.
Okay. Smart.
And yeah, so it has to make
It makes a con save.
a con save on its next turn.
Okay, it's not when it first appears.
I don't think so. Let me say go back to the outlook.
Oh, dim light fills the cylinder too, so that's the thing.
Ooh.
Does
So it
this?
gives off low.
There we go. That's how I get it up there.
So that Keotha, you actually should be able to see what the moonbeam's hitting.
Dim light fills the cylinder when a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there. It is engulfed in ghostly flames that cause searing pain.
Okay. So at the start of its turn, it will have to make the save. So it didn't move into it this turn.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's all I can. So that ends my turn.
All right. Bringing us to Xylia.
I'm just gonna take my 15 feet of movement that I have up here, and I'm gonna use a bonus action to move my dancing lights. But because they have a, how far can I move them? Hold on.
I think it's 20 feet.
60 feet.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna move all 4 of them as far as I can to light up like the inner chamber that I cannot see like at all at the minute.
Okay. So from here, that's 45 feet. So you want to split it into 4 now?
It was 4 anyway. I just had them circling.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, just 4 to light up as much as I can in there.
There you go. It's about as far as each one can get and maximize coverage.
And I guess I'll just I'll use my action to, can I use my action to say something, to shout something?
You don't need to use your action to shout anything. You can. That's a free action as long as it's like, it wouldn't take more than 6 seconds to shout.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm just gonna yell, can anybody else make light? These ain't gonna last forever. And I'll end my turn there.
Okay.
How convenient that I have set a moonbeam.
Yeah, I just can't see it yet.
I know that you can't see it.
Or maybe I can actually at this angle. Slightly. Only slightly, though. Yeah, I am done there.
All right. That brings us to Stinky Boy himself. And Stinky Boy needs to make us a con save. Oops, that's not...
He fails.
That's just con. It's meant to be a save, which has a +7, so +3, 12 is your DC?
Yep.
Yeah, so you actually
So
make
it just takes half of the damage.
Okay.
When I
What-
hit the
what's
spell,
the-
it did the 10, but I can, since that was before he took the turn, I can do it again. I don't know how you want to run.
Takes half.
So it's 9. It takes half of 9 because that 1 is divine favor.
Yeah.
I don't have divine. Oh,
You have it checked off, or you must have at the time.
Yeah,
because
it added
if
a
I'm
1
not
to it
sober,
for
it's
divine
telling me
favor.
yeah,
that's-
yeah.
that's
Sorry.
divine
Yeah.
favor.
Okay. Okay, that's the 2. Okay.
All right, so
Yes, sorry.
it only takes 4 radiant damage then. Still hurts. It's not happy about it. And that will, if it will actually let me edit things. There we go. Why is this being ridiculous? There we go. I got it. And it will let out a bellow of pain that sounds oddly like a burp, which I'm not going to replicate because
It's a. I can.
yeah, I'm sure you can envision what I'm talking about. And it trundles right through the moonbeam towards you, waving its 2 tentacles around menacingly.
Menacingly, you say.
Yeah, Zoidberg-like even.
I mean, I can't think of anything more menacing than Zoidberg, to be honest.
True. And it will first attempt to bite you for a 19 to hit.
Yes, that hit.
All right, you take 9 piercing damage. And because you're immune to disease, this doesn't matter. The rest of it doesn't seem to matter to you for the moment. And then we'll attack you twice, once with each tentacle.
Mm-hmm.
For a 7 to hit.
Nope.
I don't believe that will hit. And another 7 to hit.
Nope.
So our poopy boy versus the stinky boy. They have a little bit of a back and forth, but both emerge mostly unscathed. As it manages to sink its teeth mostly into your armor and not dealing any actual damage to you. Meanwhile, its tentacles flail about, trying to avoid the moonbeam. They don't come anywhere near you as they're a little bit singed.
I have a quick question. I can barely see a sliver of green where his token.
You can take the shot. It will have 3/4 cover, but you'll lose the shot regardless. So you might as well take the shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the shot, and it's 2 shots.
True. Uh, 22 does hit.
What does
11 will
¾ cover do exactly?
It adds +5 to dexterity saving throws or your AC, depending on what's targeting you.
I see.
So takes 3 force damage as one of its tentacles kind of moving away from the moonbeam, slightly singed, is kind of blasted backwards by an Eldritch Blast shot.
And you just hear Nori, like Remy, you hear Nori down the tunnel go, "Holy fuck, what was that?" Because she's literally never cast an Eldritch Blast before in her life.
It kind of shoves you backwards in the poop a little bit as you're letting it off. It's just this blast of energy from your hand.
Yeah, she's just like, "What the fuck?"
Like, whoa!
Yeah, to the rest of you, it's just this white beam of force that comes out of Nori's hand.
I'm suitably impressed.
Hi, Onyx.
Sorry, yeah, he's going to visit.
No, it's the
No
eldritch
problem.
creature within.
Yes, it's my Eldritch familiar.
True.
Oracle's cat.
Yofi,
It's
that does bring
Panther.
us to you.
Okay, on seeing Remy get hurt, I'm mad, so my rage is up, and
Okay.
I'm going to move to this side here, and I'm
Okay.
going to smack it with the great axe. Do I have to roll twice because I can hit twice now?
You can hit twice, yep. Are you going to reckless attack so you have advantage on the attack, but will have anything attacking you has advantage as well?
Why
Whoa,
not?
That's what that does.
There we
God,
go.
that's a risky one.
Why not?
Well, sometimes
Alright.
it can be beneficial because if you don't take damage after X amount of time, you lose your rage. So
But as long as she's being aggressive
It's
and
a good
trying
job.
to attack something, she keeps her rage going,
It is a
even
good
if she
job.
doesn't plan to hit.
There's my 2.
That's 2 strong hits for 8 and then 16 damage. The first hit, you like hit your axe into it, and there's like a meaty thunk of axe hitting something that's not quite solid and sort of sludgy. And as you lift it back and dunk it back in, it goes like about like halfway to the hilt of or not the hilt of the axe, but where the axe actually meets the hilt. Just driving a wedge into this monster, and it lets out another roaring, burping hiccup of pain and whirls towards you.
I'm
Very
shouting,
unhappy
"Leave
with
Emmy alone."
you. Well, you may have managed to get it to do so as it screams out in rage. Nori, you're up.
Woo, I'm gonna skirt over. I'll go over here. Here you go.
Okay, just swim through the poop.
Yep. Boop boop boop. Poop poop poop. And then I would like to
Rage.
cast. I'm gonna use two of them. Is it two of them? I think. Let's see. Equal to the spell's level. No, it's just 1 point. It's just 1 point to twin a level 1 spell, right?
Yes, it's 1 point per level of spell.
So I'm going to. I can't do that, can I? I can't bonus. If I bonus action Guiding Bolt, I couldn't twin Eldritch Blast anyways. But I could bonus action Guiding Bolt.
There's only one target there, regardless, so you can't twin any spell unless you're targeting your allies. Are you talking about
Yeah, I'm
quickening?
gonna hit my friends. No, I'm just kidding.
Are you talking about quickening a spell?
Well, wait. So quickening a spell, twinning a spell, it'll cost me 1 point, which that doesn't make any sense now. So I will spend 2 sorcery points. I will quicken. I can quicken my Guiding Bolt so then I can use my action to cast the cantrip.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna quicken my Guiding Bolt.
Are you casting it at level 2?
Why?
Oh no, quicken just always uses 2. Yeah, never mind.
Wait, what? Why does it use a 2? What do you? No, yeah. 2. It's always 2 sorcery points.
God, sorcerers are so alien to me sometimes.
I'm gonna quicken Guiding Bolt and cast that at level 1 and go hacha.
All right, so Guiding Bolt for 18 to hit does hit as you light this thing up like a Christmas
You like
tree.
all the 18s? 18, 18, and 18.
True.
As this bolt of glowing energy that you could only describe as this divine force slams home into the Otyugh, and it stumbles backwards a little bit and then begins just giving off this alien sort of yellowish glow, sort of lighting up the area around it by about 5 feet.
Since I know Guiding Bolt gives advantage, could I have actually flipped it and done my 2 Eldritch Blasts first and then Guiding Bolt last to leave the advantage for someone else instead of taking it by myself?
Yep.
Okay. That's what I want to do instead. And so then, yeah, I'll cast my Eldritch Blast and it's dose because it's strong.
A bang, a bang, a bangity bang. The 15 and 16 both hit for 6 damage total because the other one's not a crit, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, roll 20 just shit itself for me. Give me a moment.
Ooh.
Poop the bed.
Yeah. There's more poop coming out of roll 20 than there is that you guys are currently swimming in.
Remy's face, the poor lad.
True. There's more poop in Remy's lungs than there is coming out of roll 20. Yeah, so the 2 Eldritch Blasts hit home just before you fire a Guiding Bolt alongside that. These 2 white beams of force slamming the Otyugh back 1 step, 2 step, and then making it stumble back hard from the radiant energy. And it lets out another roar of anger, kind of looking towards you to try and get past these 2, but then realizing it's probably not going to be able to do that. And
then you literally just hear Dory one more time, just what the fuck? Because it was like Eldritch Match, and then Guiding Bolt, which again she hasn't ever done before. She's like, what's happening?
Yeah, there's a lot coming out of Nori at the moment that seems a lot more controlled, despite her own confusion. It's not like this chaotic, nebulous bolts of magic that seem to fly everywhere.
It's no chromatic orb, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
And then also, just a friendly reminder, last session I used Tides of Chaos for a roll, so that is.
You know what time it is.
Oh yeah, let me roll that d20.
Oh god.
We good. We Gucci.
Good shit.
Aww. Okay. That brings us to Remy.
Okay, Remy's still freaking out.
Of course.
People are using the moonbeam to see, so I'm just gonna leave that where it's at and start wailing on the thing.
Okay. keep in mind. Oh, I guess you're just not planning to move the moonbeam then.
I
but
can move it, but it would be
It
an
takes an
action,
action,
and I'd
yeah.
rather use my action to slice it with a sword.
Fair enough.
I agree.
So I'm gonna try and do that.
25 hits.
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna divine
succeed.
smite it.
Oh shit. Okay.
Which is
Wait, what does that mean?
She's expending a spell slot in order to add more radiant
More
damage,
damage,
to,
Oh
yeah.
fuck.
to
Okay.
Remy's attack.
And
It's like
I'm
a supercharged attack.
Mhm.
going to.
Paladins get to smite the shit out of things.
I'm gonna do it at second level because he's freaking
Okay.
out.
Okay.
Which,
It's a good time to freak out and smite them.
if I hit this,
Yeah, I think I set it up so you can upcast it. Yeah. For 18 fucking damage? Who?
Fucking hell.
Who? How did you roll 2 8s?
because I've been rolling shit the
Lord.
whole
Yeah.
other roll.
Who?
Jesus.
Remy finally saved up enough karma to.
Yeah, Remy's getting what he should have been getting all the whole time.
There's gonna have to
So
start
Remy-
shooting up these enemies.
I mean, this was not meant to be a hard fight, in all
Okay.
fairness.
Fair.
Finally, I can get a turn.
Yeah. If you want a hard fight, one enemy is never a hard fight.
No.
Fair.
If
That
it's
is
not
fair.
dead, I have another hit.
Action economy is important. But yeah, so you slam your longsword home in this thing as it like whirls towards Keothi, and one of its tentacles rear up to go towards Keothi. You just sink your sword about like halfway through the tentacle, yank it back out. You see this radiant fire pouring out of it, and it lets out this like hissing, burbling screech as it attempts to recoil, but it is not dead.
Then I'm gonna hit it with my second attack,
Okay.
or try to.
Yay.
That's another solid hit for another 11 damage. Do you want to smite again?
Can I do that?
Yeah, you can smite as many times as you want.
Okay,
to turn
so
as
it
a
doesn't-
paladin.
It's okay. Yeah.
You're not a warlock. If you're a warlock and you did Eldritch Smite, it's once per turn, but that's mostly so that you don't burn through your spell slots instantly. Jesus Christ.
Yay.
Who did this to me?
No, dog me, I'm Aggie.
Mm.
Again, you slam your sword home, this time kind of reversing your grip on it, and as it begins to recoil, you stab it just like a quick jab to the face. And it starts to just thrash its head back and forth, trying to get away from you, bleeding, and also start like just letting off this like radiant fire from its face and now its tentacles as well. It is still, however, not dead, but looking quite sad. Anything else?
No. I heard Keothi be like, leave him alone. So I'm like, leave her alone.
As you're like trying to wipe the shit out of your eyes.
It's just, he's cried so many tears now, just that area is like super clean.
Yeah.
It's hella
But the
clean,
rest
yeah,
of
it's
it is just filled.
This is a really shitty day.
The worst day of my life so far.
I'm like, if
So far.
anybody's ever seen like Demon Slayer, I'm like that blonde guy who just like dribbles and cries the whole
Yes.
time, but then
Oh
gets
my
really badass for
God.
like 5
Yes.
seconds before he's crying again.
Exactly. The crybaby samurai.
Demon. Yes, demon.
Yeah.
My brain interpreted it as Goblin Slayer. I was like, who?
No,
Yeah. No.
the
Demon
little
Slayer, yes.
blonde crybaby
Yeah.
badass
And then
guy.
you go to sleep for like 5 seconds, murder
yeah, it's just
everything.
like unleash hell.
Yeah.
Starts like crying.
All right, Zyla, you're back.
Seeing that it's pretty fucking hurt, I'm just gonna move my 15 feet of movement here to get a better view.
Sure.
And I will cast Magic Missile at 2nd level. And just aim for the weird eye tentacle coming from it.
Okay.
Hold on, I gotta roll. So is that 4 magic missiles?
Yes, it is.
Hell yeah.
4d4 plus 1.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
That's 11 damage.
15.
15.
No, not 11. I'm fucking.
Math? Hello?
Yeah, 15.
Just have a math exam.
Look, I passed my math final. I'm
Yeah,
done
you're
with
done.
math.
You can throw math out of your brain now?
So you bring out 4 magic missiles and rain down hell on this thing from you're currently up to about like your shin in poop.
Yes, 4 purple magic missiles.
And they each slam one after another into this thing as it's begun to try and retreat, kind of searching around for somewhere to hide. And you slam one of its tentacles, the one that Remy cut nearly in half, slam it clean off, spraying the area behind it in blood and whatever the hell else is going on inside this thing. You're not trying to look too close. And the last 3 rip off the other tentacle as it screams, flails, and eventually slumps over, letting out a last breath of just, it's done.
Let's go. Sweet. We did it.
As it is murderized.
Like, what the
You
hell
just hear
did
a
you
big
do to this
sniffle
thing?
come from Remy.
Oh,
I'll
man, the
slosh.
snot from all the crying mixing in with the flowers in your nose.
Yeah, it's just like it's
Lavender's like,
lavender snot.
Ugh. I'll slosh through the water up to Remy and start like prestidigitating his face more.
Thank you.
like with the
Yeah. And you can see a little bit towards like where Xylia brought his dancing lights, kind of off behind the water. You can see that the because of the way the slant goes, the poop water is mostly isolated to where you guys came in from, and there's
Oh,
actually
good.
appears to be some fresh water
Oh, good.
off on the side that's mildly contaminated, but mostly just where it's like actually connected.
Good thing we chose the shit water entrance. Perfect.
While the other water, from what you can tell, seems to be dripping in from like a small hole above, and then slowly pouring back out elsewhere, down to another, what you could assume is another cave system below.
Is the can we hear anything else in this place? Because like the dancing lights don't seem to light up the full thing.
Apart from the water moving, no, there's not much else to
I
hear at the
can
moment.
maybe with the last bits of
The beam.
like beam, I can send it forward. But I mean, like, I can see fine. I can go check out the water.
Also
but
possibly clean yourself in the water.
Well, as we're talking too, I'm like slowly prestidigitating all of us. Very slowly. I'm very slowly
Yeah.
prestidigitating all of us.
I think it only does like 1 cubic foot of,
It's
fine.
of cleaning per cast. So
That's
Okay.
still pretty.
taking a
That's
bit.
like a
I can
decent
do-
size for a person. You got like
so I think I can move
slowly
it
get it.
up to 60 feet.
I'll also just scatter the dancing lights around. It's still under concentration,
Yeah.
so I'll just move them to cover the full area
Let's-
now.
Alright, I'll move the moonbeam. I don't know how well it makes other people see, because I can see everything. But I'll move it here.
As far as you can tell, the sewer system down here on either side appears to also be blocked off with rocks. And the only other area to leave from seems to be wherever this water is pouring down into. It's a fairly large hole, and the water seems to be pouring out rapidly, but coming in almost as quickly from the smaller hole up above.
Is it a far drop?
You could go peer over the edge, but to do so, you'd have to be in the water looking out over whatever it's
I'll
falling
do
into.
it.
It's going to be a strong current. It's like a waterfall, effectively.
Would I be strong enough to
Is,
withstand that?
is there any? Can you guys
I
like?
am going to enlarge Keothi,
Okay.
and I'm gonna just say,
Hold on to me?
yeah, hold on to Remy and try and make sure he doesn't plummet to his death.
Okay, Keothi, can you make me a strength check or athletics check, please, as you're holding Remy? Okay. Remy, with your dark vision, the current's strong, but it's not that strong. You're not confident you could have swam hard enough to actually be able to take a look and also not be yanked over the edge. And by the looks of it, it is a waterfall that cascades down this pit. And there is a decent amount of cave in to the point where somebody could potentially climb up from this pit and just walk on these rocks all the way up, but they'd have to do so under the weight of this water pouring down on top of it. Presumably this is the only entrance which that creature could have come up from. There doesn't appear to be anywhere else it could have slipped through, unless it's somehow able to move its body in weird ways and fit through all the rocks.
Was
But-
part of the request to like unblock the sewer system too, or it was
Nope.
just to
It
clear
was just
out?
to clear it
clear it
out, like get the out.
Would
So I'm gonna pop back up. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, would the area where the waterfall goes down still be classed as the sewer system?
Likely not. It looks like it broke through a while ago.
Okay.
Like, you can tell that the tunnels around here were kind of like hewn to be a certain way,
I see.
and that breakthrough is clearly like a breakage.
Also, since I cast enlarge, my dancing lights are gone now.
Okay, fair enough.
My moonbeam probably would have faded out by now.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Takes about a minute.
I come back up. That part of me much cleaner now.
Very. Especially with the current,
After
like
the
you felt.
prestidigitation and the water. Well, it looks like this certainly isn't an entrance that the Thieves Guild is probably using. It's probably what this thing came up from, which means we should probably tell
Roderick.
Roderick that maybe Mr. Anonymous Mage should seal this up, because we didn't we learn in the library there's some underdark stuff happening down there, so maybe we just seal it. Yeah, I don't think it's a safe way for us to go down. We're gonna have to swim back up the poop water.
Keothi is still enlarged, so she could carry us over.
Over the poop.
I
I'm not
look
even
up-
sure that I'm gonna be able to fit through there in large, because that doesn't look like it'd fit me.
I look up at Keothi when Celia's like hinting that we could be carried across. He just looks up with you with like these red, teary puppy dog
Oh
eyes.
no, the boy.
Also, I think if you were just about touching the bottom with your tiptoes before, I think being double in size, you probably still would be able to fit through, right?
Fit through
I'm thinking width.
Well, it's
with there. Yeah, you're fine, because
Yeah,
if
but
you're,
getting into it, look how small that is.
you'd be
It's
fine.
not that bad.
You could fit. You can.
Suck it
You can.
in.
As a creature, you can always fit into a size, one size smaller than yourself to squeeze through something. It's just like moving through difficult terrain. So if you're a huge creature, you can move through something that's 10 feet wide.
Be a hero, Keothi.
I believe in you, Keothi, as he's like trying to like scurry up your legs.
Hilariously, I think Keothi, when she's large, could actually carry all three of you.
Let's go.
Oh,
Wouldn't even come
Without a
close
doubt.
to her carrying capacity.
Yay, let's get it.
Is the- well,
Fine, come on, man,
before we
help
do
me
leave,
out.
All aboard, choo choo.
is there anything at all in this cave, cavern, sewers that looks valuable? Is there any, like, maybe sparkly things on the ground? Anything interesting?
Anyone who ate a diamond?
If you
As
want
I
to
say,
take the
you know,
time
kids
to,
like to eat their parents' jewelry sometimes.
I would like to take some time to try and find at least something.
you will, if you take the time to do so, you will lose in large because it is only a minute.
That is very true. Guys, do you have anything else to do today, or are we going to bed after this?
I don't know how long the time took, but maybe we could shower and actually knock out either the Alchemist Guild or back to the library today. But other than that, I
But
think
we're
we're
not-
Gucci.
We're not going to need to fight anything, right?
I would hope not. I don't think so. Unless
Okay.
the city gets attacked by like a dragon or something.
Keothi, I will make you big again in just a minute, I promise.
Or buy more of these things, but bigger because you just killed its babies.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll take the time to have a look. I can recast Enlarge when we're ready to leave.
Okay, so go ahead and make me an investigation check then.
Come on, please, baby.
I'm assuming you're gonna bring out some form of lighting to do so.
Yeah, I could do dancing lights.
You think you find something interesting just on like the bank of the shitty water. At first you're like, ooh, an interesting looking rock, and it is just a like very condensed piece of fecal matter.
Come on, an 11 gives me shit.
Actually a 7 because you're in dim light.
Wait, really?
I think dancing light is dim light, isn't it?
Possibly.
Might be bright light actually, up to 10 feet, and then 10 feet of dim.
No, dim light in a 10-foot radius. You're right.
Yeah, so you have disadvantage. So yeah, a
Motherfucker.
condensed piece of fecal matter. It is an interesting rock.
Hey, Remy, look what I found.
I look over and then I just frown. I'm just sad.
Xylia's gonna realize what it is and kind of do that thing where you like vomit in your own mouth a little bit.
Yep.
And then just put it back down and just walk away. Just okay. I think. Does anybody else want to look around for something that's not a lump of shit?
This was
No.
on you. I did
Okay.
not want to
I
stay down here.
mean, I can take a look around. I guess.
That is much better. You find big shit.
Find the biggest shit.
You opt not to search in the poop lake because there's probably nothing in there that would ever be worth you opening your eyes in shit water. Though you take a quick dive in the clean water and kind of take a quick look around. And with a 17, you do find a few coins littered around the bottom.
Wait, why do I have a disadvantage?
You have
Dim
dark
light.
vision, don't you?
Dark
Yeah,
vision,
but-
in the darkness, dark vision gives you dim light, not...
Did you not have the orbs anymore?
No,
The
all
orbs
that
are still
stuff
dim
got-
light.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
Moonbeam would still be-
unless he brings the orbs under the water for you, it wouldn't help. But in dim light, your dark vision is considered bright light.
I mean, I would have if I realized she was going to be looking in the water. I didn't know that was what was happening.
If you wanna light her way and help her, then yes, you
Yeah.
can.
He's like,
Can-
cool,
can
she
I-
finds one extra goal.
Is that okay if I say that? I didn't realize it was going to be in the water, so I didn't think about moving them or anything, but...
That's fine. Yeah.
Sweet.
No, in total, you like over the centuries that this has been here, you find probably about 500 copper pieces, like down there. If you want to take the time to scoop them all up,
time
as
for that.
well
I got so
as
debated
well
then.
as about.
It's like 500
well as-
gold?
I want this thing
about 40 silver pieces in total.
It's not bad.
I guess I'll pick up the silver ones.
All right, so you can take the time to pick up all
I'll
40
just
pieces
give them
of silver.
I'll just give them all to Xylia. There you
Alright.
go.
Four
Oh,
gold worth
thanks.
of effort.
Appreciate it. There we go.
Okay.
And I will, well, I'll check if everyone's ready to get out of this, this shit show.
I don't think that me and Remy were honestly ready to come into this shit show.
I don't think
Yeah, I
anybody
just-
was.
I'm not gonna lie, you guys, the lavender wore up a long time ago. Can we just leave?
Oh
Xylia accidentally instead casts reduce on Remy.
Oh
No,
no.
no.
Oh,
I will
no.
cast enlarge on Keothi again.
Remy struggling to stay above his chin in the deep water.
Oh
Okay, so I'll scoop them up in my arms and carry
Yay.
them. to the exit.
On the way,
I think
I'll just
Remy's
say,
actually small enough to sit on your shoulder at that point, honestly.
I'll say,
Yeah.
Remy, from what I could see, you did. I know you might feel really awful right now, but you did real good back there. I saw a lot of bright lights and then blood, and I can only assume it was you since Nora was firing weird fucking looking things from her hands this time.
I don't know.
What the fuck was that, Nori?
Yeah, tell me, what the heck was that?
It also looked
I
like
don't know. I just
it hurt. Didn't you
What
land in
did-
poop afterwards?
what? Land
Like,
and poop?
You fired something. It looked like it pushed you back into the poop.
Well, I was already in the poop. It just kind of pushed me a little bit while it like stirred the poop up a little bit, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
where
I
the
don't really
smell
know.
came back.
I just was like, I'm gonna hit this thing like I normally do, and then it was like pew pew pew. But I don't.
Well, didn't you
Just-
say that you
So-
talked to Shanove? Maybe she's helping.
Yeah,
you
I
out.
just didn't. I asked her about it, and she didn't really give me. She wasn't like, oh, and here's your booklet with all the stuff you can do
'Cause,
now.
like,
So
Cause like I've been feeling stronger, right? Normally, I can't do all of that divine stuff, and I certainly can't do that beam of light. But like I kind of woke up today, and I was like, I'm feeling blessed.
yeah, like hashtag blessed. I guess I'm feeling blessed. I guess this
Like
is what-
the more you show your loyalty, and the more you kind of like do good, or do whatever's in the faith of like your patrons, that they'll help you out. I was like,
Xylia takes note of what Remy just said.
Oh no.
No.
Out of curiosity, can I have picked up the tentacle that
Sure.
they cut off?
Yep.
Okay, that's
Definitely.
in my bag now.
Okay. You have the tentacle of an Otyog in your backpack.
Can't wait
you
for
can,
that
you
to
can
start
put that.
rotting.
You can write that in your inventory, even.
I can't wait for that to start rotting.
I am
Yep.
not going to be able to spell that.
Keothi's, dude,
It was a
Keothi's gonna
pretty
sound so
clean
good.
cut.
Initiative. It should actually still be in the initiative.
Yeah, it is Otyugh.
Yeah, I guess. I
But
guess
yes,
Shadov's
Keothi
giving me a little extra firepower.
Keothi can transport you all out of the sewers just fine. Before being able, actually, she herself can fit through the sewer grate, but it's like a one arm, slip her head out, get the other arm out, and then like pull her body out. It's like trying to travel through like one of those kid slides, but you're far too big for it. But you do get out, and the custodian kind of looks at this giant now Keothi and at the rest of you, and is like holding his nose as he's seeing you guys come out. Everything went well, I hope.
That's one way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I'll lock it up. And he closes
Yep.
up, locks it. Good. I don't suppose there's nothing else you needed with this. We can. Okay, you guys can go back wherever you're staying. I'll let them know that you took care of it, and there'll be payment for you at the guild.
Yeah, Remy, how much?
Thank you.
How much do we get paid for this again?
200 gold.
That's each, right? Oh,
So 50
This
gold
was
each.
not worth it.
damn. Yeah, that's. You gotta tell the girl they're gonna be up in their fucking prices.
In all
Wait, what do you
fairness, the
discuss
average
that.
farmer makes about 10 gold as like a family over the course of a year. So
You can take that up with
True.
Roderick. And I walk out, I go to the nearest lake, and I just jump in.
So you go down to the river and the docks. It's like a 20-minute walk from where you are.
Yep.
And as you begin to approach it, there is like the wall separating you from it, but there's like gates. Some of the guard dwarves see you approaching, smell you approaching, maybe even beforehand. And they're like, "Sir, can I help you?
Just let me have this, man. I I want to be under the water right now, in clean water.
Just do it downstream, yeah? Nowhere near the city. Good.
Don't worry.
All right. And they step out of the way hastily and like open the door, making sure not to get anywhere near you.
I will go downstream like they want me to. I will follow the rules. And
Okay.
I am just gonna jump in and sink to the bottom and just sit at the bottom of the lake. And just have
as you're doing that, you notice the fish all around you are really avoiding you, like staying far the fuck away from you.
I'll just be like, as like they pass, I'll just be like, because I can kind of talk to them. I'll just be like, sorry. And before I left, I would have made some like vague comment about how I will meet them, like back
Later.
at the guild.
You're just like, sorry, 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 as all these fish are swimming past you, like disgusted.
He's just like, he's just sitting there, he's like, one passes. Have you ever had one of those days?
The fish not being able to actually respond to you just simply gives you this dead-eyed fish stare and glubs. So,
Yeah, it do be like that sometimes.
Just like that.
It do be like that sometimes.
Yep. As for those of you going back to the guild, the second you enter, you are basically you're come up to by some of the dwarves that run the place, and they're like, no, not the front entrance. Bring you like around the side. They're like, we've got some baths specifically.
I mean,
for
I
this
feel
sort of
like I
thing.
could have literally prestidigitated all of this shit
You
off.
still smell fucking terrible.
How does that make any sense? If you get rid of if you literally physically get rid of what is making you smell bad, why would you continue to smell bad?
Because your clothes were soaked in it, and like even
Why
like
can't
after
I
an
press-
initial wash
Plus-
of your clothes, it's
Keothi's still gonna smell really fucking bad because she had to stride through it on the way
I
out
mean,
again.
I'm sure Keothi does, but I don't like prestidigitation. From my understanding, is like it completely cleans the area.
fair point. So
But it's
Keothi-
fun
You
on
instantly clean or
peach.
soil an object. Yeah, so I don't.
But do we
Alright.
clean the inside of Remy?
No.
No.
that
I
wouldn't
mean,
have been
yeah, there's
possible.
no amount of prestidigitation that can clean out that poor boy who, yeah.
Who literally ate shit today.
Yeah, literally, you like
Ate-
breathe shit. You like.
Ate, breathed, and lived shit.
God
It
damn.
was good. Good times. No, so you're right. The only one who would smell terrible would be Keothi.
And I would say Nori would definitely do that because, like, part of her whole thing, like, even though she seems disheveled, like, physically, her clothing is always, like, immaculate. Like, she's prestidigitating the shit out of it at all times. Like,
Literally in this case.
yeah, literally in this point, she's prestidigitating the shit out of it. But yeah, no, that's, like, a thing. That's, like, a specific thing to Nori. Like, she does not like her clothing to be dirty.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, makes sense.
She would have excessively just go, like everything.
So in that case, you are clean, at least feeling. No matter how much you scrub, there's still that feeling of possibly being covered in shit. It's not something that leaves quite so easily, but in that case, unless you clean Keothi before you return, she's the only one who is not allowed in and must use the what are called the viscera baths in the back of the guild hall, which are basically just what is effectively a high-powered shower that she may enter alone and do her thing in, but she's not allowed back in the guild until she is spotless and cleansed of that wretched smell.
Except for the tentacle that's in her fucking bag.
Well, nobody knows about that one. Yet. It
She might
already
wash
starts
that
to
off
smell
too.
a little
You
bit.
never know. Give that thing a rinse.
No amount of washing will make that thing smell less, and it's already like even deep in her bag. There's like a little bit of a funky smell coming from Keothi.
It's okay. It won't be here that long.
I'm worried.
Are we about to
but-
have some fucking calamari up in here?
It'll be the
Oh.
stankiest calamari you ever did eat.
The stankiest.
Oh no.
With an A.
Yeah. Ugh. Anyways, presumably you bring the notice up to the counter and try to get yourselves paid for job done. All right.
Mhm.
Then you are slipped your bag of 200 gold pieces, and the job is marked as completed and taken off the wall permanently.
So do we want to take 100 of this and set it aside to pay what's his face, and then we can split the other? I mean, we'll probably eventually have to use it to pay him anyways, but
Also, the guild master lets you know after the job is completed that you've completed enough jobs to be taken out of the F ranks, and you're now considered D rank as a group. So you don't
Yeah.
require
Let's
permission to
go.
take on up to C rank missions of your own volition
Oh. Nice.
or quests.
Senezal's Archivists. Popping off.
yeah.
Well, so we get 25 gold each?
50, because you're splitting
Well-
200 between 4 people.
Well,
thought
if we
we were
keep
splitting
100 for
yeah.
paying.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Perfect.
All right. You do all eventually reconvene after Remy cleanses himself of today's foulness.
I go use the super cool baths anyway,
Okay. So you blast yourself
just so
with
I can
some-
have some soap in my life.
Yep. It's
It's gone. And it's back.
wonderful. Yeah, the soap that they use is practically bleach though. So
All right,
you're feeling extra clean and maybe a little bit
hello, woozy.
a little raw on the skin, but otherwise fine. Yeah, so you guys can kind of turn in for the night unless you had something else you wanted to do.
Yep. I'm gonna take the tentacle out of my bag in my room.
Oh god.
But yeah, so actually what Keothi just said in out of character chat is a very good point. So because next week we're not going to have Fletch with us because Adam is working the night shift, was it?
Date.
Yeah. So unfortunately, she won't be able to join. So we're actually going to be trying to find a sub next week, and I think this is probably a convenient location to leave off on in the case
Can
that.
I do the before bed bit first?
Of course, yeah. Is there any, sorry, was there things that people wanted to do before bed? I got sidetracked reading your text.
Yeah, sorry.
It's all good.
So I'm gonna be up in my room.
Yep.
I'm gonna take the tentacle out. I'm gonna get
Sure.
a knife and I'm gonna cut
Oh,
across my palm. And I'm gonna say a prayer to
okay.
Horatius because I'm feeling jealous that all my friends seem to be having really good affinities. And I feel like I should get involved with that.
I
So I'm
love this.
So I'm giving a sacrifice with the flesh of my enemy and a blood sacrifice to Horatius before I go to sleep, because that's the guy that I want to impress because I'm a powerful Goliath bish.
Solid. Pretty
Yeet.
fucking solid.
I love how like religious this campaign is becoming.
Not gonna lie, I've been talking about the religious side of this campaign to anybody who will give me 5 minutes to talk about it.
I love it.
Speaking of, I have something that I would like to, before we
Mhm.
turn in for the night.
Yep.
And that would be to knock on Nori's door.
Okay.
Me, it's me, Nori.
It's me,
Cool.
Norio.
Yeah, it's me, Norio. Yeah, I'll go and open the door. Nori opens the door, pushes her glasses up on the bridge of her nose, and looks over at Remy.
I smell better now. can I come in?
Sure.
Thanks.
Lori will let Remy pass and close the door behind her.
So, cool new stuff coming out of your hands.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Pretty chill, pretty powerful. Different.
Good different, or bad different?
Yeah, no, I think good different. Like, you know, like when you learn a new spell and it's like different spells feel different ways, right? When you're casting them, like maybe they got a little bit of different like feelings. So it's like, you know, usually I throw like that big orb at things, and sometimes like, you know, and then sometimes it accidentally splits into two.
It goes everywhere, and
yeah, and sometimes it's like two of them, and sometimes it's one of them, and then this one was like there were two of one, but it was like a different two of one than usual, and then there was one of that other one, and I don't know, man, it was interesting.
But do you feel confident with it, or do you feel...
I mean, it hit pretty hard, so I feel pretty confident in its abilities to do damage. Yeah.
Okay.
Like three for the price of one, you know, like just
I will
coming
say,
out.
like, flavor-wise too, Nora, you felt a little bit less like a magic hose and more like you were actually able to direct your energy in a more competent manner, which is a side effect of probably who you made a pact with.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like it's just a different feeling. And then it's like, you know, but then there are other things, like, I feel like I can still do other stuff that I normally do, right? Like I got the I got the frost on just in case I got hit, and that felt like normal, like how I normally do it. And then, you know, I put on my mage armor before we went down there, and that felt normal too. So it's just weird.
Do you think it has anything to do with the fact that you talked to Chanel?
Well, yeah, like I think it has something to do with that, because like, right, Kenneth was all like, ooh, look at these cool things I can do, like when he threw the knuckle bones, and then when he proposed to you, and then all the other stuff, and he's like, ooh, look at all this cool stuff I can do, and I was like, well, that's pretty cool. And then he was all like, yeah, Chanel, grant me your power, blah blah blah, and I was like, yo, wait a minute, I've talked to Chanel before. I didn't get, like, I think the first time I went, maybe I was like too hasty with like when I came back, right? Because like I just had, like, I needed to get back, right? I needed to get back here, and so maybe like when Kenneth did it, like he took a little while to like peruse and like
Back
found,
here, like where?
Like here. So like Shinobu's like here, I don't know. Shinobu's somewhere else, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so I think like the first time when I was like, she's like, ooh, go back, you could go back, and I was like, yeah, I need to get back there right now, and she's like, all right, and then I was like, okay, bye. So like, and I was like, all right, you know, and I kind of ran out, you know, I ran out because I gotta get back. But then I think maybe when it happened to Kenneth, maybe he was like, okay, and he took like, you know, he found like the goodie bags. He found like the thanks for coming to my party, here's a gift area, and maybe I just missed it that first time. So then, you know, I asked him to talk to her, and I don't know how he, like, apparently there's different ways to talk to them. I don't know. So maybe he like threw more knuckle bones at her or something, but then it was like, ooh, and she's like, hey, like, Kimmeth told me you wanted to talk, and I was like, yo, that's super cool, yeah, let's talk this out. And I was like, I mean, Kimmeth got party favors, I didn't, you know. And then she was like, all right, I mean, it's your choice, you can do whatever. And I was like, cool. So I'm on like a 30-day free trial maybe or something with this, or she was like, you know, if it's not for you, you don't gotta keep it, but you know, like, you could do some cool stuff. And I was like, cool, let's do it. And Nori's just gonna keep ranting for however long she can rant about it until you tell her to stop. So
So like,
right.
he takes like a sigh because that was a lot, and he doesn't really understand a lot of it. But he
Yeah,
just
Nori
That's
kind
a
of
explained-
lot, Nori.
Yeah, Nori explains shit so ridiculously, and then she also just talks forever, so it's just
I-
following that.
I guess what because what it seems like with me and my faith, and even Kimmeth with his faith, we don't just get these powers for our own means. I mean, we have like free will and stuff, but we believe in what our gods and goddesses stand for. And I was just curious as to, what I don't know too much about Shinov. Between you and Kimmeth, I don't think she's bad, but I guess I just like what are your goals with this? What are your intentions with that kind of power? Because the power of gods is not something you just take lightly, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, obviously, I believe in like. I guess I mean I believe in what she's doing. I get like. I don't know. She's like, hey, there's like an order to things, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, my life doesn't feel too orderly most of the time, but like, it'd be kind of cool if stuff were like a little bit more in order, right? Like sometimes it's like
I mean,
sometimes I'm a little tired, because everything's kind of, every day I like wake up and it's like, all right, what's gonna happen today? And sometimes it's like, oh, the acid is gonna shoot out of your hands. And other times it's like, oh, like you got angry and you accidentally burnt this house down, which is just like, like,
yeah,
So
I mean, personally, I think there's still a way to utilize and control chaos, but I just, I was just curious and wondering, like, why, like, what made you decide to follow her?
I mean, to be completely honest, like she's the first god I've ever met in person. So, like I guess if we're going on a scale of like leaving lasting impressions, like that's pretty impressionable. I mean, Chandi was pretty cool when I was growing up, right? Grew up lots of people about Chandi, I hung out with a lot of the people at Chandi's Embrace a lot sometimes, and so, I mean, that was pretty cool, but it's not like I've met Chandi, so it was kind of like, okay, cool, like, you're doing stuff and stuff's happening, but, whereas, like, Shinov, I'm like, do, and then all of a sudden it's like, yo, I'm Shinov, and I'm a god, and I'm here, and I'm talking to you, and so, I mean, and then she was nice, and she's like, yeah, go back there, like, you got stuff to do, and I was like, totally, let me get on back there, and I mean, that was pretty cool, and then obviously, like after that it was like, oh, okay, and I kind of tried to look her up a little bit after that, right, because I was curious, but it was like it's weird, right? Because like I mean, I met her and she seemed pretty chill, like she was really nice and kind to me and stuff like that, but then like I went and was like trying to read up on her, and it's like, oh, like these cults about death and Shinov and death and dying and blah blah, and so like it didn't like sound as great, so that was like a little confusing, so I was like, okay, well, I guess cool, like let me just keep going and living my life. So I went and lived my life, but then like now we're down here, we met Kimmeth, and Kimmeth was all like Shinov, and Shinov's
Nori,
been
no, Nori, I get it. Darnua, it's kind of funny because Darnua, she's super great. But like there are some people who definitely take her, kind of what she stands for, and is more like tornadoes that wreck, they want natural disasters and like all this crazy stuff. But like I guess because with Shinov being the goddess of death? The
I mean, it's like more than that, though, right? Like, it's not
Well,
just like, yeah,
yeah, I
everybody,
just-
fuck you, die. You
I
know,
guess-
like it.
I guess I just wanted to know what side of the coin you were on, because, gods and goddesses can do some powerful stuff, and I'm not trying to say that I don't trust you or anything. I was just kind of curious because I know why I follow Chandi and why I follow Darnua, and it's because I really believe in their message and what they stand for. And I guess I was just all of a sudden you woke up and you're just talking about Shinov and how you saw Shinov, and now you've got a different kind of light beams coming out of your hands, and I was just like, hey, like, that's cool. Why?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense, but like, it's not. I mean, I feel like, right? Like, you're like, I'm gonna follow Chandi and Darnua, but it's not like you like came into the world and you're like, Chandi and Darnua, I'm following them 100%, and I know 100% why I'm following them. Like, it sounds like it took you some time to be like, I don't know, get familiar with them and like decide your purpose behind following them. So like maybe like
but-
you're like 5 steps on your adventure with them, and I'm like on step 1 still.
I mean, when I decided to take the oaths, I was pretty already signed up. I was like, I'm going all in, and then I took my oaths, and then I was like, yeah, feel it,
Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe like different gods work differently, right? Because like I mean, I went and met Shinov, and she like told me that I could try it. Like she didn't. She was like, you could test this out, and if you don't like it, you don't have to. So like I don't know. Maybe like maybe her. You had like you got to pay in advance. Like you had like you got to lock in your annual membership, and then maybe mine's like you got like your 30-day free trial. No strings attached. I don't know. I talked to her. She was like, "Hey," and I was like, "Hey, it'd be pretty cool." And she's like, "Yeah." And then she was
I know
like,
you
"You're
told
an
me.
agent of chaos." She also told me not to swear, and I kind of actually feel a little bit bad about that because I definitely sweared a lot down on those tunnels. But like, I don't know if I can be blamed for that. So
Okay, well, I just,
maybe it's like a different.
I mean,
Maybe
I
it's
guess
a different connection, right? Like, because what
maybe.
I'm doing, like, what I'm doing is different than what you're doing, right? Like, what I can do is different than what you can do. So maybe you just worship. Maybe the way Kimith follows and is part of the greater working of Shinov, and the way that you follow Chandi and Darnua is different than the way that I'm following Shinov. But maybe there's not just one path. Maybe there's like a bunch of different paths, and
Yeah,
they're like
Nori, I'm not trying to tell you
zigzaggy.
that there's like a right or a wrong way to like worship or follow, or just even, I don't know, use the power of a god. I was just curious. There's it's just I'm just always curious, I guess, and it was something new, and I was just like, hey, people are given powers for a reason, and I was just curious what your intentions were. But that being said, I would never, you know, try and like swing you away from Shinova or anything. But if the 30-day free trial doesn't work out, um, you know, uh, it I don't know if Chandi's really up your alley, but like Darnua would probably like you a lot. But
Aren't they like
you,
diametrically opposed?
yeah, but when
That'd be an interesting breakup. Hey, it's not working out. I'm gonna go date your twin,
well, that's not how
your
it
opposite
really
twin.
works.
Or your
But
worst
I'm just
enemy.
saying, if like order and the afterlife just isn't your shtick, maybe a little bit of chaos and a little bit of life and you know
Nori,
luck.
Nori Nori kind of sits on the bed and looks over at Remy, like at his mention of like chaos and stuff, and she actually she looks tired. She looks tired, and she kind of looks over at Remy and kind of shrugs a little bit, and she's like, I don't know if I need any more chaos in my life.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
I think having someone who is able to make sense of it is nice.
But what if it makes it worse?
I mean, you don't.
I don't know.
I'm not trying to like talk you into like switching over. I was just saying, if it just doesn't work out, even if it's not Chaundi or Darnua, I don't think faith is a bad thing, and I don't think that, if that's just something that you're interested in.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll figure it out. I'll see. I mean, it felt pretty cool today with the magic. It felt different. It felt more controlled. Like even though it would like surprise me, right? It surprised me that like it wasn't the orb that came out, but it was like these other things that came out. Like at the same time, like I felt like it's hard to explain. Like instead of taking the inkwell and turning it upside down and dumping it all over a page, I felt like I had like a pen, and I like dipped it in and I like wrote on the paper.
Well, that's good. That sounds like that's something you're looking for. So that's good.
Yeah. So I guess maybe part of my motivation is selfish to a degree, right? Because I'm happy, I guess, with the way that it is affecting me. But I don't know. I think I can help people with it, or I don't know, figure out more stuff about Shinov and help Shinov. But it's not, again, like I'm not gonna be all like, oh Shinov, let me offer up the souls of my best friends to you for some kind of power.
I think like once you say like help people, he kind of visibly relaxes. And he's just like, yeah, well, I'm just saying, if we don't have to, follow the same things, but just if you have questions, or if you just want to talk about it, or if just yeah, I think I understand I kind of understand the faith aspect from maybe a more I don't know how to word it. I just don't know you very well, and it kind of feels bad to not know what you're thinking all the time, because it's kind of hard to know what you're thinking all the time.
No, that's reasonable. I appreciate it. I don't know. Not a lot of people I do a lot of talking, and not a lot of people do a lot of talking back to me.
Well, I mean, you do a lot of talking.
No, I know. I appreciate you being concerned.
Yeah.
I really do. And if I will continue to navigate this and see what comes of it. I don't have any I have no plans of malevolence. So I think we're good on that front, but I'll let you know if anything seems to be going
sounds good. And so he gets up and he kind of goes towards the door, and then he kind of stops and he turns around. He's like, if you talking to her, like she takes care of the souls, is that?
She like. So I don't know, right? I'm still learning. It's not. I didn't really get to like sit down and be like, "Can you teach me like the history of yourself and what you like?" I wasn't like, Can I apprentice in your job?" So I don't really know exactly what happens. There was a really big door, and she was chilling, and there was dark, and there were lots of stars in the
So
sky.
you just don't know.
Yes. She isn't mean. She's very nice. She's a very nice lady. She helps people get to where they're supposed to go.
Well, if this kind of like direct talking thing keeps happening between you and her, can you ask her if my mom's gone to the right place? And if she's okay?
My feels. Sorry, that was internal. I'll nod. Definitely, I'll ask her, for sure. She said
Okay.
she did say that it was only in emergencies, but like if there's an emergency happening, like I could be like, oh, emergency, and I could be like, oh, BT dubs, and like really quick, right? While I'm like leaving, I'm like, oh, hey, have you just help me check on this really quick, and I can get for you. Yeah, I'll ask her. I'll keep that in mind. I'll remember that.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you, I bet that she did though. If she's as nice as you, she definitely did.
She was. And I just kind of turn around and say, "Good night, Nori." And I close the door and I go back to my room.
Zalia overheard everything and is just sobbing.
You just hear the ugliest sobs you've ever heard through the walls. He's like, Nori just
feels.
yeah, Nori just lays
Damn.
down on the bed and stares up at the ceiling basically, and kind of just sits there. She's thinking.
Damn.
Remy just passes out like it's no big deal. Just sleeps off.
Well,
his shitty-
because I feel like Nori gets like so in her head sometimes, and she's like going and doing that. Like she was like, "Oh, that was crazy! I shot shit out of my hands. This is cool. Okay, well, let's like go over and do this now." And then Remy to like kind of come in and like anchor her to like those thoughts, right? Like
Keeps you
her
grounded.
brain is, yeah, her brain is like, "Whoa, wait a minute." Because yeah,
it's
she
interesting
because
because like they have like even through that conversation, right, they have like it's like they have a very, very different idea of for good reason of like what it means to like follow somebody. And
I almost lost it halfway through just because I had the image in my head of this little Triton boy knocking at this tiefling's door, like, "Hey, have you heard about our Lord and Savior Tarnua?"
He's got like his little like a Jehovah's Witness. He's got like a
he would never, but then she kept bringing up that like, oh, I don't know, it's kind of a trial run, like blah blah blah.
It
And
was,
I was like,
it was
well,
just at the beginning.
You're like, I got this free AOL free trial disc for you to try out if you want.
Oh Lord.
While we still have time, I just want to do one more thing with Keothi, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah.
Since she's gone and done this blood sacrifice.
Yeah,
and
right.
all.
Oops.
I want to do one thing after, but it should only take 2 minutes. But yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Keothi, when you do eventually go to bed for the night, your initial drop into slumber, you know how typically you can't remember like how you fell asleep when you fall asleep? You remember this one. Because as you lay down in bed, you feel yourself sink into it and begin falling in this large empty space, and suddenly crashing through what feels for a moment like a bunch of maybe like wooden sticks that you've just broken through and then past it. And as you begin to tumble after this initial hit, you break through this initial layer, and then there's just another void. And as you spin below you, you can see a pile of bones. And once more, you break through it, past that into another void, into another pile of bones, etc., etc. The shrapnel of these breaks, cutting into your flesh as little shards of bone sink into you and you can definitely feel some of them are still in you as you continue to smash through and through and through until finally you land in some liquid of some kind. It's a lot thicker than water. It feels like it's almost clinging to you, not unlike your day's travels. But definitely far more liquid than that, and less sludgy. And your acceleration simply comes to a close as you're completely encased in whatever liquid this is, and you feel a current rip at you, push you, tumble you through it, before finally it recedes and you're left with just the barest puddle at your feet. And looking around, you are in this black, empty void with nothing but what appear to be stars all around you in every direction but one. It seems to be just this black wall with nothing else there. But in front of said black wall, you can see a rush of this dark liquid. As in here, there doesn't seem to be too much light apart from what's coming from the stars themselves. But as it begins to rush closer, you can see that this wave of blood, by the looks of it, is coming at you, probably about 14-15 feet tall. And before you can really even try to run away from it, it swoops you up. Then you are lifted up off your feet by several feet, sent tumbling once more through this wave of blood, and then depositing you back on the ground again on barely an inch worth of blood, giving you space again to stand once more. And as you do and look back where that wave just came, you can see the wall move a little bit closer to you, as what appears to be a giant foot comes down, and once more another wave of blood coming towards you, this time a little bit shorter. Short enough that you think maybe you could stand up against the wave if you wanted to.
I'll try and do that.
Okay, so you're going to try and brace against the wave. Go ahead and make me a strength save.
I thought she rolled a 2.
That's a really good fucking save. The wave crashes against you, and while it is taller than you, it's like a maybe about a 12-foot tall wave, going over you by a solid, I think, 5 feet. You manage to break right against it, and while it does lift you up slightly, your bracing maneuver manages to keep you from getting knocked ass over tea kettle back into it as it passes over you, and you are still standing once it finally does pass. And you are just at this point soaked in blood, and you can feel it in the various wounds that you have collected from smashing through those piles of bones initially. And once more you see that foot come down again, this time seemingly smaller than it was before, as you can make out small pinpricks of light behind whatever is coming towards you. And yet again, another wave of this blood, again smaller than it was before, and you can choose to brace against it again if you wish. Heck, you could run towards it if you wanted. With an 11, however, the wave is now just about above your head level, and you don't quite manage to stay rock solid against it, as it does lift you up and sort of just launch you onto your ass, but not flip you around the same way the first one did. And you can stand up once more as, again, smaller foot, smaller wave, and you can sort of make out the figure now of this giant humanoid, and the stars sort of light it up enough that you can see what appears to be dark black plate mail adorning this giant humanoid, the size of skyscrapers. Once more, you may brace yourself against this wave. That's a good one. This one doesn't even actually clear your eyes, except once it hits you, it splashes up. It just covers your face momentarily. But you are able to stand stock still, not even having to brace so much in a way that's actually visible to others. You just let it hit you. But once your vision clears from the blood leaving you, you can see a still fairly massive form of maybe about a 20-foot tall humanoid now. clad in full black plate mail, 2 red glowing eyes within the helm, holding a large battle axe off to the side, staring down at you. And from where it stands, you hear this booming, ethereal, really deep voice coming to you. Why did you run?
When did I run?
You ran from your clan.
I ran because they weren't right.
Then make them right.
I need to find a way to make them respect me first. That's why I'm here.
Coward, but a wise coward. You would not have survived the fight against Vermac.
I had to get stronger before I can do something about it.
I agree. And so you come to me for strength.
In a way, yeah.
Strength can only come from yourself, but I can guide you to it.
I was hoping for something like that. Thank you for listening to me for a start.
We shall see how your story goes, I suppose. First, kill things, get stronger, beat them soundly, let them take no quarter. Prove yourself to be the warrior that you wish to be, and perhaps I will help you find the power you seek.
That sounds like you want me to go out and prove myself? How am I supposed to do that? What have I got to fight for that?
Continue fighting the things you fight. You're on the right track. Kill things for money, kill things for fun. I don't care. Just fight. Don't necessarily even need to kill, I suppose.
I need to overpower, right?
Subjugate. Bend
Take
things to
control.
your will. Dominate them.
That shouldn't be too hard. So long as the people that I'm with don't leave me.
Continue to prove how strong and important you are. Time to tame a pet bear, Jesus. As long as you continue to prove how strong you are, those of you you're with will follow you. They'll have no choice but to respect you, or face the consequences.
You're right. I need to prove to myself more first that I can do this before I can do anything else.
Like I said, you might be a coward, but you are wise. There is that at least. You can be taught, unlike your sniveling Vimac the Fearless.
He just wants to do things his way, but it's the wrong way.
He wants to do things his way, in treacherous ways. He's not fearless. He hides in shadow and pretends to be as strong, or he pretends to be stronger than he is.
He lets everybody else do it for him.
Follower of Zavich, not of me. I want you to kill that traitor. And for that, we shall see what you can do.
I like this plan.
I will grant you an iota of power until we next meet.
What sort of power?
A firmer hold over the spirit totem you've chosen to take on. Something you might be able to call upon in a time of need. It's small, but if you're intelligent, you'll use it when it needs to be used.
Like a distraction.
More like when you find yourself out of other resources.
To know. Now I've got to figure out how I'm going to get this lot up to go and kill our dear friend.
Shouldn't be hard. They seem like the goody two-shoes type. Simply tell them that there's your clan in need and that there's a bad man in charge.
I'm pretty sure they'd listen.
They will.
Especially my blue boy. He likes me too much, and he hates people being mean.
Oof.
Wait, what?
You don't like mean people.
Kilty's just saying it's gonna be really easy to convince you that to go fight
To
this
go
bad
kill
man.
a
Yeah,
mean
to go fight
person.
this bad man.
They're mean? Okay!
No.
Then we have reached an understanding. I look forward to our next meeting.
Okay, thank you very much for talking to me.
And with that, the dream recedes and you find yourself in some very dreamless sleep, feeling fairly exhausted the next day. However, also feeling a sense of y'all get dreams with your gods. Also feeling this sense of newfound power, and you recognize that at some point when you find yourself unable to rage anymore, you can draw upon the power of Horatius to rage once more, but you're not sure what the cost will be.
But only if you rage against the machine.
Badum-tsh. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Acid spitting machine.
Yes.
Yeah, only if you rage against the acid spinning machine.
And scream "Nyah" while you do it.
Yeah. Dude, Remy, y'all get dreams with your god. Remy over here, literally the most fucking devout out of all of us, and we all are just like, I guess this god's
But
pretty
the-
cool.
the-
Remy's time will
But that's
come.
the difference. At least like I guess
He doesn't need guidance. He's already doing the
right,
things he
like
needs to be
that
doing.
would be, I think, if Remy like really sat and thought about it, like that's the conclusion he would probably come to. Like he doesn't need the gods to come talk to him. Like he's so
The gods are
confident.
like,
I
nah,
wasn't
you got this.
expecting the god to come and talk to me. I just wanted to have like a little bit of religious fun.
The gods drop you
the
off.
eyes
at-
were on
the
you
gods-
already when you ran away from the godless heathen,
Oof.
or what Horatius perceives as a godless heathen, anyways. You got his attention back.
That was intense.
Yeah. I just need to remember what I named him because I know I wrote it somewhere. The guy I hated.
Vimac the Fearless.
Okay, there we go.
And Xylia had something that he wanted to do.
Yeah, I wanted to do a quick thing, so it's bedtime now, right? It's nighttime.
Yeah. Like you guys have all kind of gone to bed at this point.
Okay, Zalia's gonna take himself off to bed and just get nice and wrapped up. Just lay down, close his eyes. And he's gonna think real hard about the conversation that he had with Kenneth, and also reflect upon what Remy said down in the sewers.
Okay.
And kinda he's going through like an internal battle with thoughts in his head with what to do with the knowledge that he has on what he can do. First thing that I want to try, if it's even possible, I'm just going to close my eyes, and for the first time that I know of, I'm just going to try and find some kind of peace and try and remember something from my past that anything, just something. Gonna try real hard and just try to dig deep and see if anything comes back to me.
Make me a history check.
Ooh, okay.
Pretty good. You give it like a solid hour and a half of like just trying to like recede into your own thoughts or get away from your own thoughts and just focus on things that you can remember. And there's been instances where you've remembered things that like are like details about things that you have no idea why you would know that. And you try to piece together, okay, well, why would I know that? And retract from it and retract into that memory. And from what you can remember, you remember long hours studying in a library in Boscomon. You remember a life in Boscomon of very of a studious nature, and it was very important to you. Your job revolved specifically around being up to date on something, constant learning. But that's all you can really remember about it.
Okay.
And while you can never actually recall ever being to Boscomon physically, you know you must have once been there.
Okay. After that happens, Xylia will... I feel like he feels kind of... He doesn't feel happy about it, because it's not really much. It's a place and it's a feeling, but he still doesn't really know why, so he's kind of pissed off by it to an extent. He's happy that he's starting to be able to remember certain things, but it's still not kind of connecting or adding up, or it's really not much. He's gonna I'm gonna clutch the symbol of Orgle and just kind of place it on my chest, and I'm gonna say in a language that I know, but I know that, or at least I think that none of our friends know in case they can hear. I will say, down in the sewers, I took one out in your name. And then I will see if I get any kind of response.
The symbol in your hand, you're not sure if it's just the body heat from holding onto it for so long, or if it's something else, but it seems to be a lot warmer briefly until you put it down.
Okay. I will place my bag by my side and I will try to go to sleep. Feeling
You sleep soundly through the night.
quite a
No
bit
bad dreams.
better. Yeah. Okay.
A little bit of discomfort as your brain starts to go back into the REM cycle, and it's bringing up the concept that you were swimming in shit today. But apart from that,
I've got
decent
a lot
sleep.
worse things to think of than that now, so...
You've been swimming in a lot worse than shit.
Yeah. Yeah, after that, I trying to think how that it's really hard in that situation getting that was a really good response to, like, even on a super high roll about like past and stuff, because trying to think how the fuck someone would react to that if that was the case, that's hard. Like, off the surface I thought, oh hell yeah, I'm remembering shit, I'm happy, but in reality it's still nothing much more than what he already fucking knew. So
Yeah.
he's still very much in between what he wants to carry on with,
but it's not it's not a corner piece.
he
it
feels
would break
like
Remy's heart to know
Yeah.
that, like, what he said would, like, fight like he obviously doesn't know any of this, but like Kimmeth was kind of talking him one way, and then for Remy to say something and like Xylia take it kind of the other way, oh, that would hurt him so bad.
out of character.
feel so-
What you said is completely correct though. Like, it doesn't matter what god somebody worships, if they worship enough, then the signs are gonna show either way. But
It's
like,
one of those things that, like, Remy, I think, being a little bit naive and is like not even really thinking about people here following evil gods, like, would
well, you never would.
take into context. Well, yeah, he doesn't know, so like he
But also,
would have no idea to like what kind of context.
It's
people
naive,
might-
and I would say maybe even a little bit bigoted on Remy's part, because his only dealings with people who believe in evil gods are like the Kuotoa, like on a regular basis, and they're just evil dicks constantly. right? So to him, like anybody who worships an evil god, like doesn't matter if they do it a little bit, doesn't matter if they do it a lot, they're still evil dicks.
That's why
Whereas-
I like this kind of dynamic between the good and the evil worshippers and stuff, because I still feel like, and I mean it could change. Nobody knows what's gonna happen down the line, but the people that are worshipping the evil gods aren't evil. Like right now, they're fucking not.
Yeah. That's why it's like really interesting. And like
I
it's
love
interesting like for Remy too, because kind of like how Dea mentioned, it's like he has like a, I don't want to say Remy's like bigoted, but like he's got a very limited perspective on like what religion is and what religion means, because he's only come from like very specific social
Arguably, that's technically bigotry, but
Like blind
Yeah,
faith.
but,
It's
like,
blind faith, really.
yeah, it's a bit of blind faith. So like him, like even like the talk to Nori is like him kind of trying to like open his perspective a bit. And also because this whole time he's always been kind of question mark around Nori, and he was kind of trying to use this as a way to like try and get to understand her more, because he's always kind of been like, she's not bad, but like he's always kind of like, you know, is she full of shit or is she not full of shit? Like, what are her intentions?
she's a little bit full of shit.
I feel
She's a complex character.
It's
I
so
feel
interesting.
a bit weird though. 'Cause,
I
like,
love the
don't know where I'm
dynamics that are
going.
happening so much. It's so interesting.
Like I always
Well-
like I wanted Cody to be like lawful neutral, and like I feel like she's gonna sort of have to find her path by herself with all this
Guidance.
stuff going on.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I'm glad that we went into that. I wasn't expecting that. I was gonna leave that one. I was gonna leave that one with you while I had my
Yeah.
week out.
I was shocked that
Just-
that happened. Like, you had that planned, right?
No,
Like, even no, that was all on a whim. That whole scenario.
I didn't really plan any of the god encounters. These are all
What?
things that I sort of built on the fly.
He's a
Holy
very good
shit.
storyteller. Okay?
That's impressive as fuck, honestly. Even just like the little details with the like the black armor, the red eyes, and like with mine with the fucking panther, Nori's with the.
Well, so that part, if you read the doc I put about like the gods' looks, that's already written out.
Yeah.
Like how they appear to others is already written out. There's slight variations for everybody, but
Yeah.
But the bones
most
and the
part.
blood and the waves and the black
Yeah.
starless sky obviously wasn't. So you've done a lot of
No.
work on
I'm-
a whim.
I'm kind of gathering that bones, when you're dreaming about gods, means evil, but not necessarily neutral, lawful, or chaotic, or whatever it is.
in this case, both.
And he's gone.
We'll never know. It'll be a secret forever.
In this case, episode ends.
Bones mean
And Horatius, their goals are very clearly death and murder and torture and hatred. So the whole bones and blood and rotting corpses and everything, that's like very them.
Yeah.
But Zavich probably wouldn't be. Zavich is not necessarily about murder. He's about backstabbing for sure, and treachery and just being a lying piece of shit.
Why is his symbol on a Chandi sword? I must know.
But he's also about like greed too, right? So his domain might be covered in like actual just gold coins everywhere.
I am extremely interested in Zavich. Because even when
Zavich is an interesting dude.
even when I was making my character, I just like I saw the Zavich moon stuff and I was like, yo, I want to be born then. I didn't know what the fuck he was. It's interesting.
Zavich moon is basically it's like an eclipseless eclipse.
That's pretty sick.
Like there's no actual sun to eclipse, but the moon itself looks like it's in an eclipse.
Damn. Okay. Interesting.
I just met Kimmeth and was like, wait a minute, there's stuff in my backstory.
just out of curiosity, obviously when we're on about Horatius and that, obviously he sees it as all as power, doesn't he? It's all about power and strength more than it is about killing people. It's about dominating them. So it's yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Horatius is definitely, he's not all about killing. obviously the ultimate form of showing your domination over somebody else is to remove them from the mortal coil.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
But like the way that I think that I've perceived it as Keothi is more like he wants me to be powerful.
yes.
And he's the thing that will help me be powerful and learn who I am. And also, we all hate Vermac because he's a wanker.
So is he?
Basically, yes.
Is this god technically like neutral evil? Or
He's
lawful evil?
Zavich is lawful evil. Horatius is lawful evil. Horatius is.
You
Wait, you
just
said
said
the
the
both.
same thing. You just said the
sorry.
same thing.
Zavich is neutral evil. Sorry.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
The same thing twice.
I was thinking because lawful, like overpowering instead of killing and stuff, would seem more lawful than just outright taking
Well,
them out.
Horatius is also like, for a lot of lawyers, Horatius is the god that they maybe not worship, but will dedicate a lot of their learnings to, because he is order. That is part of his portfolio, is instilling order in the world around them, and therefore law is a big thing for him. So if you break a pact made under Horatius's will, you got something coming.
Yeah.
Which, as the Shale Rain clan was supposed to be dedicated to Horatius, we're kind of a bit annoyed that Vermac's come around with his big axe thinking he's all that.
So you actually wouldn't have known that Vermac is a follower of Zavich. That's something new to you that Horatius just unveiled to you.
Yeah.
Because he came in telling everybody that he's under the will of Horatius. But in truth, he's weaseled his way into
What a
being the
savage thing
king
to do.
or the chieftain. Basically, yeah, he's a backstabbing, lying piece of shit.
I'm going to be asking people what they know about Zavich, though. Because I don't expect that I'd know a lot.
It's
being from
funny
a-
because Revi's doing the same thing. He wants to go back to the library and learn about Savage for a completely different reason.
Let's all go on a field trip to the library.
I think like 3 different people have had Savage brought up in their things, and just they're completely like, I guess, unrelated. Like no one knows, the other knows.
Well, they're reading Zavages.
Well, because so Remy has the sword that has Chaundi on one side and Savage on the other, and he's very curious as to why that would be. Then I think
That is odd.
in one of Zilia's like book things, or whatever, there was
Well,
something
his-
about
his
the son
initial-
of Savage, or
No, his initial
He was born under the
sentence,
Savage
he's-
Moon or something?
yeah,
Yeah,
born
he was
under the
born
moon
under
of
the Savage
Savage
Moon.
or something, and then now Keothi has like this thing
a
that,
mortal
like,
enemy
Savage
who is a follower of
It's
Zavich.
very interesting.
So can we roll back to when I said to you that you'd be happy, and I said that you'd be happy that you'd come with me to kill this Zavage person? Like, I think it won't be that hard to convince you that Zavage is a baddie.
It
I
would just
might be.
depend, but also
I probably would be
but-
hard to convince.
But also, there's a reason why I think Remy, even though he grew up like under Cargone, like somebody being guilty or being evil does not necessarily mean that you kill them. But if they're like really bad, and that's the best way to make the world like better is to remove them, then that's what you have to do. But like
Yeah.
for him, killing is always like a kind of a last resort. It's not what he aims to do
Yeah.
by any
So
means.
Horatius doesn't really care if you kill somebody. Like, if you
So long
kill
as
them
they're out.
in the end, they had to die. Whereas Cargone's like, he's more about justice. So like, is what they did worth them dying? Maybe, maybe not. If you kill them unjustly, he's gonna be very mad about it. Like if it's petty theft and you fucking cut their head off, it's a
Yeah, I
bit too
think-
harsh a punishment.
To be fair, Keothi's not going to intend to go back there for a while anyway.
Yeah, there's like, I mean, Vermac is not a small dude by any stretch of the imagination. So
Well, to her, like she said, she needs to find her own strength first.
yeah, for sure.
It's like my story of personal growth, Zillia's story of remembering,
Pretty
or
much.
wherever it is.
Nori's story of somehow balancing the scales.
Something. Fam, I don't know. I'm the one that drops all the bowls in the kitchen when I'm trying to bake stuff, so I don't know why Shinova's like, yeah, definitely, you can keep things organized and orderly. I'm like, okay, as Nori's like riding on a unicycle and crying.
And then Remy's trying to figure out how to be the best elf she can be, or he can be.
Mm-hmm.
The best, oh yeah, of an elf.
Okay. I'm gonna stop the recording because I do need to go. But
Yeah.
Oh,
no
okay.
problem.
it was a
Yep.
good one. I
See
enjoyed
ya.
it.
Awesome.
guys.
Thank you.